And we are live. Welcome back to the Salamander Coast after such a long hiatus. Not really that long in like the grand scheme of things, but long for me. It is playing D&D 3 times a week and then not playing D&D at all for a whole week. That's like months. It was a long time. And you know what? I'm very, very, very happy to be back. Very happy to be back. We have a wonderful session here tonight. Much groovy, very vibe. Hell yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, we have the addition of the VTT chat log here next to my big old head. So that means players, please, if you would stop doing RP in the chat log, go back to doing it. Because now the players can be, or the viewers can be mighty entertained by your wonderful textual RP. Or whatever the fuck cursed gif of this fish. I hate that. And now that's just.
I think they're gonna get more of that.
That's.
Anyway,
happy belated birthday stream. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, my birthday was 4 days ago. Happy 4 days after Joe's birthday, everybody. It's great to.
Occasion.
Yep, really a joyous occasion.
360 more days! Before!
It'll be 360 days till Joe's birthday.
Well, day before Joe's birthday.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hooray!
All right, well, let's go ahead and roll the intro, and then we'll go ahead and dive in.
Is gone now.
No!
Put your hands up. Give her your power.
All right.
No.
It was very sad. We're back now. It was very sad.
Okay.
I said who was ready for the summary, and Felicity said I am, and she started to do the summary.
Yes.
And it sounded
It's fine.
great.
I know.
If we could just take it from the top.
Well, yep. Okay. So, last we left off, I guess. So we, the fight between Hro and Odin began, and everyone was like, "The fuck? What are we gonna do?" But it got really cool. So, so there was some tension though, because like Suni kind of hit Morwen a little bit, and that wasn't good. But then Cecily was like absorbing the vibes, and so it got really cool because we had like anti-gravity and some force field thing trying to protect everybody. So we were fighting upside down for a bit. It was wild. You should have been there if you weren't. But then after Odin annihilated Hro, basically he lived but like annihilated, Cecily passed out, and we had to get her dunked in the golden dew, which we were all kind of nervous about, but we wanted to save her life. And now she has golden eyes. And after all that, we were like, we should just go back to our room. But then tensions didn't leave in the room because Suni and Morwen continued the argument. And it was tense. So to chill out, they all went to take a bath and try and relax and wash away the stress of whatever the fuck that just was. Bianca and Suni kind of had a heart-to-heart. There seems to be some progress made for that fight and everything. So then after that, Cecily was like, y'all, can we just like take a break and not go to the party? That just seems overwhelming right now. So they just chilled and like had snacks and everything. It was a good time. And then I don't remember the name of the satyr. Can someone remind me?
Mimir.
Because I did not write. What? Mimir?
Mimir, yeah.
Mimir, okay.
Mimir.
So Mimir did show up. And we kind of got a little bit of information because he started like talking, but like glitching out, like he would just stop what he's saying, forget what he was saying. So that was like sketchy. We're thinking there's some memory alteration magic, something going on there. So more sketchy things about Odin. And yeah, so that's kind of where we left off, because now we're gonna go to the party. That's what we're starting off with in this session. So
that is indeed what you are starting off with. Wonderful summary, Felicity. You got your energy back. I was very happy to have that back. And with that, we can go ahead and dive right in. So with that, all of you had, like I said, like Felicity said, Mimir had come and joined all of you in your small bit of feasting that you were doing inside your own private quarters. Now, the worst decision I ever made as a DM on Foundry was allowing GIFs to be used in the chat. It was by far
an amazing decision.
It's so good bad. Anyway, Mimir, like Felicity had said, kind of glitching out anytime that he would bring up two things. Either Baldur's one weakness or something to do with Cecily and her mother, he would just stop and he would repeat the same phrase over and over and over again until somebody broke him out of that cycle. Very odd. Then, towards the end of the conversation, as things were beginning to wind down, Thor arrived in the room. Odin's son, Thor Odinson, his son. And when Thor arrived, there was a brief conversation with him, telling the party that the party would be going to a mine within the next few days, and they'd be going with Magni and Modi in an effort to investigate something that was going on there, and at the request of Odin. They were also told that Cecily, and by that extent the party, were going to get a very, very special treat. Something that not even Thor had ever seen before. The inner sanctum of the temple. Odin, given Cecily's new color, her new eyes, her new magic, this thing unlocked inside of her. She was finally ready to make her way into the inner sanctum of Tyr's temple. After, of course, this excursion into the mines. So, that is where we're going to pick up, where the party, after Thor and Mimir's departure, decided shortly after that to make their way towards the party. And that is right where we are going to pick up. So, what we have now is the party making their way throughout the interconnected, constantly shifting and changing halls of Tyr's temple, until eventually they make their way, following the sounds and using the small spriggans to guide them into the area where this great party is being thrown. As all of you enter, as all of you enter the massive dining hall, you can see that even though it's late right now, right around probably midnight 30, 1 a.m., maybe 1:30, sort of getting around that time, you can see that the party has not died down nearly at all. People are still mulling about and moving about, talking to one another, making jokes and laughing, drinking. You can see all of these different people moving around, and there is just this cacophony of noise and energy and excitement. There are spells being cast, shooting bolts of lightning and energy, fire, magic all over the place. Just this massive excursion. Some people you don't recognize, some people you do. You recognize, of course, Baldur and the female form of Loki. you recognize also Thor and Odin. You also recognize Frigg. All of which sitting near the... Bless you. Bless me. So, no, sorry. Excuse me. Whew, that's the word.
Off you go.
I'm so used to doing that to students whenever they sneeze, just being like, ah, bless you. Yep, okay. So, all of you can see sitting near the end of that room, you can see all of these great people sitting off up there. Oh, God. Excuse me. So, making your way in, and you can see that off to one side of the room, there is a small table there that nobody is sitting at that seems to be reserved for all of you. So, as you make your way over there, you can see that there is some small muttering as people look over towards you as sort of the action stops all around you, carving your way through this path. As the high elevated table at the far end of the room, you can see Odin and Thor and Balder smile at you as you enter and make your way towards your table. However, no one stops you, no one tries to question you or say anything to you. They just allow you to make your way to your make your way towards the room. Also, thank you for the all of the blesses in the chat. I appreciate it. So, by the way, sorry for the lack of music on my end here. My Foundry is like bugging out as always. It's like I haven't played D&D in a week, and it was like, now is the time. Now is the time to do bad things.
Classic Foundry.
Classic Foundry.
It expands the world. We're not sure what's the culture and custom of this for the day-to-day is. You know, there's a bell happening.
Bells are a bop. I thought back to Notre Dame.
So, all of you make your way over towards this table reserved for you. And as all of you begin to take your seat, just generally, you can see that there is some food and drink laid out for you in this particular area. But then, other than that, it is up to you to go wherever you wish. I will say that there are those small spriggans do come over. They do top off the drinks, replace any cold food with hot food, and replace any food that was supposed to be cold that is now room temperature with actually cold food. So your food is being refreshed down here, even though you just got done eating upstairs. So it's up to you what you wish to do now that you're in the party. It seems as though the people kind of go back to what they're doing. Although this is a celebration in honor of Cecily, apparently. They didn't really... didn't really stop to say anything to her. Just kind of let you pass and go to your table.
That is so fine with her right now. That's perfect. Are there drinks already at the table, did you say?
Yep, there are. So what would have been sort of lukewarm wine is replaced with hot wine, hot mulled spiced wine, replaced in each one of your cups by the Spriggans.
I think Cecily is going to go over and give it a trepidatious look and a sniff and a swirl, like the most accidental wine taster. And she, remembers how this went last time, but at least she knows what it is now. So she'll take a small sip. How does it taste, Mr. Dungeon Master? It
is very, very sweet, and it does have a little bit of like a heat to it, like a cinnamon heat. So
Nice.
and you can feel it just begin to warm up your belly and your lungs as you just sort of slowly begin to take sips.
All right. She'll cruise this, she won't do what she did last time. She's gonna nice and slow.
Slow and steady.
Just little sips.
Here we go. This is the shit that I was looking for.
There
All
we
right.
go.
God, now my shit is finally working. Jesus Christ.
Woo!
All right.
Get crazy.
You just have to drink to start feeling alive.
There we go.
Story of my life, wouldn't you know?
For those of you at home, right there.
Damn.
This is not a child-friendly stream. Just so everyone knows.
I like how
Yeah, we're all sad as fuck here.
I like how I got excited that it was working and then it stopped.
It's pretty kind of a
Holy.
bummer. Man. Maybe
Everyone,
it
put your
was-
hands in the air and give Foundry your power.
Hey, ho,
It worked for
hey,
Felicity.
ho.
Do it again.
City already took
You
my
can
power.
do this, Goku. I'm giving you my fucking eye shots. I don't know what they're called.
What?
The fucking the Mew-Mews. They shoot out of their hands. I don't want. I would listen, man. I had a DBZ game like 10 years ago. Okay, I don't know.
It was just a funny turn of phrase. All right, I'm focused. I promise.
I believe you. Wow.
I don't.
The forge is really, really, really slow right now. This is really depressing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I can hear the music.
Yeah, okay.
What? Why not me, though?
I can't.
I-
I
I
can't.
cannot. If it makes you feel any better.
Gemma, what about you with your
I
Australian internet?
see Game Master, Connor, and Ryan on the dining hall. I don't see anyone else.
Yeah, same. Australia is failing me per usual.
Oh, there's
So
everyone
I don't
else.
see anything. We'll see anything.
Wow.
I see fireflies.
Hit the
No.
R.
Yeah, see, like, yeah.
I wonder if it like deprioritized me because I haven't used it. And it was like,
Mm.
yeah,
It got
You
lonely.
abandoned
and-
me.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Please.
Bye, Joe.
Oh my goodness. This is a tragedy. Oh, that's a good piece of advice. I thought that I did that. This is why there's gonna be one day where I'm gonna buy this castle for everybody, and we're gonna be able to play D&D in person, and I'll never
Hell yeah.
have to do this again. Yeah, I even have my. I thought that I had the hardware acceleration stuff turned off, but nope, it is turned on. Just
We need to get like an oil rig, so that way we can all like. Nobody will have to like immigrate or emigrate.
yeah, it's just we're just
Like
always on
international
international
waters?
waters. Yeah.
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 Oh god, that's great. We'll just buy an island.
We could
Why
also
does
get
it play
Nerf
the
guns.
town
and-
bell? I don't understand. I hit
Anyway.
It's time.
Just to infuriate you, Joe.
I hit Tavern Excited and it plays Town Bell.
That's different.
What? And then when I hit Tavern Crowded, it plays Tavern Crowded.
And yet I can hear none of it.
I could hear the bell, but now I don't hear anything.
I thought I heard a bell, but I don't know if I'm just.
We'll need
No, I can't hear.
well, Mark, do you have any instruments near you?
I do.
Oh. God.
No, nope. No.
Jesus.
I,
Okay.
well, well, how do you think it's gonna sound coming through a microphone?
Fucking angelic.
Yeah.
So I'm
Can
touching
we
it.
hear something?
If
Okay, I love the confidence, Mark.
if you grab either your guitar or banjo, I have my harmonica just over there, and
Oh,
we
I
can
can
play
bring
like
my banjo.
really, really extremely syncopated, like not at all in
Polyrhythm.
any.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's a polyrhythm.
Yeah.
No one knows what prime numbers we're playing, but it's a polyrhythm.
It will just be like so shit.
Man.
Polyrhythm just
Jesus
with
Christ, the fucking bell
tuning
again.
as well.
Okay.
I appreciate the joke, Canyon.
All right. I'm so sorry for those in the chat.
What? Touche 720.
Aw.
What do you mean by sure seems like a lot of cat?
Trouble. Is this your first time on the stream, Mark?
I
You're
am
banished.
horrendously stupid.
You're
No.
banished.
Mark's been having a rough, like, 2 days, y'all.
Caustically idiotic. Caustically. I am noxiously.
He went shopping
Got
and
him.
he's like, I bought vanilla extract, and he puts on the counter after saying that. Almond extract, and I just pointed at it,
Oh, no.
and he went, "Oh my god!"
Hey, almond extract's gonna come in handy for you though at some point. I promise you.
Yeah,
Will.
eventually.
Throw that shit in some like cheesecake batter, and it'll become like cake batter cheesecake.
Oh yeah, dude, that stuff's good, man. Like I got uses for this almond extract.
Oh,
It's
my
just-
stuff is loading, Joe.
Okay.
Oh, it's just
Yay.
the world map for me.
I know, that's what I'm trying to like move everybody to one thing, and
I just think I'm nowhere at the moment.
oh, I'm in so much pain.
Hey Gemma, you remember when you asked me, "Do you have Snapchat?" and I said, "I don't really have anything anymore," as my response. I think about that sometimes.
Okay.
You guys see the status effect on Cecily right now?
I don't see this.
Oh, on the Twitch
right now.
chat. Still has just noticed still has exhaustion. It's like, oh man, that's
Oh.
fitting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Instead, I'm going to. Oh, the token's loaded. What is happening? Why is there no image?
This curse.
This is so awful. This is the universe saying, "Joe, stop playing D&D."
Oh.
Oh.
Or it's saying, "Never take a break from D&D, or we'll do this shit to you again."
Oh man.
That,
It was
there's
right.
the message.
I don't know which one's worse.
I don't know either.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna
Well,
turn.
well, hopefully.
I'm gonna turn that off, and then here's what I'm gonna do. This is incredibly ridiculous. But I'm just gonna leave that off. And you know what?
Do
Um,
it the old way.
yeah. But as
you
soon as
think
I
I'm
turn it
on?
off, it's like it's camera shy, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, won't work now. Okay, pull all to scene. Jesus Christ. Why does it keep giving me this warning of like you cannot switch scenes until resources finish loading your current view? That's new, and I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, if I try and move, it says that like I can't do anything until they're loaded in my current view. But it's just like I don't have a current view. I have no view.
I see nothing. I see
Let's sue them.
nothing. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I know that this doesn't help any of you at all, but just for my own sake, I'm gonna play something on my end, just for me and the viewers at home.
All right. I'm
That's
on
okay.
YouTube, and I'm opening up
Yeah.
Nordic party music.
Yeah, I mean, like
We're just gonna.
Oh yeah,
this is the old way. Let's do it.
because I don't
Yeah.
have. If I had if I had what's it called? That one thing in here, jockey. I can use that, but all right. So, as all of you finally fucking sit down and start drinking your mulled wine, you now have an opportunity to get a good look of the room. You can see that Loki is the only one of the sons of Odin, the respected sons of Odin, that is not sitting down at the table. You can get little peeks and glimpses of them every once in a while, but you start to see this kind of like pattern where they'll sort of duck behind somebody and then they'll completely change form, not to one of the two that they're typically in, but to something else entirely different, going from person to person, and just kind of harmlessly every once in a while doing a little shoulder tap, and making people sort of look around. At one point in time goes over to somebody and like takes out a small little like kitchen knife and kind of like scrapes the back of their neck a little bit as they kind of like look around and charge at the person behind them and start throwing punches as Loki just walks away laughing. And then you can see there is this is by far the most odd thing, as you see Balder slowly eating his food, just minding his own business, smiling at people whenever they walk by, waving a hand. You can see Thor says something to Balder, and the two of them are talking next to each other, kind of across the table. And you can see Loki sneak up behind Balder and take out this small pinch of, looks to be some type of green herb or plant of some kind, and kind of tears it up a little bit and just sort of sprinkles it on top of Balder's food. You see Loki kind of slink off, not making a noise, Thor and Balder not noticing. And you can see Balder go back to his food, and he takes a bite of it, and you can see him just kind of retch for a moment, like, and just sort of spit the food out. What? And he looks down at those green leaves that are on top of that large piece of meat that he was eating. And he looks up and he picks up one of the green leaves that he kind of partially chewed up that he had spit out. And he looks around and he says, Loki! Loki! I swear by everything, did you put this fucking cilantro on my steak? Loki's nowhere to be seen, and Balder just kind of throws the cilantro down onto the plate and kind of scoots it over to his side. Loki, I'm gonna find you. I promise you, you can't hide forever. And he's gonna stand up and he's gonna make his way down towards the sort of central ball area. So that's kind of the one thing that you see. So as all of you are now sitting at the table, you see that happen. What else are you doing in this moment? Are you sort of joining the crowd, or are you just kind of sitting, waiting for people to come to you if they do decide to come to you?
Yeah, Cecily's gonna passive-aggressively take another sip of mulled wine and just kind of like, I thought I liked to cause problems. But she's gonna stay at the table and just kind of take in the scenes for a little bit, see if anybody cares to bother her.
Okay.
Yeah, Bianca will probably stay at the table too, sipping the wine, eating whatever's there, just chilling.
Take care with how much wine you drink, Cecily.
Oh yeah, low and slow this time.
There are no snakes here, but there are those who can turn into snakes.
Yeah, I kind of followed that. What do they put in this shit?
Grapes?
Okay.
I don't drink, I don't know.
I think that in Fjordaleth they use grapes imported from Thural, a special type of berry that only grows on an island southeast of here, and a lot of cinnamon, at least as far as I know. It could be more. Or Odin's table. Who knows? There could be pixie dust in here for all we know.
Keothi takes a sip of her wine.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of spices going on, but I'm not that familiar.
Well, I'm gonna actually try to enjoy this time. And if anyone comes and talks at me, I'll deal with it then.
Oh, that's the spirit, Cecily.
Mm-hmm.
No sense in being at a party if you're not going to mingle with people. Just gonna get up and just start trying to small talk people.
Okay.
It's whoever she can find.
Yeah, sure. And there's plenty of people down here, just common vagabonds, people that or people that would be invited to these parties. There are a few people that you can see sort of that strike your interest. This hall is very large. I shouldn't underestimate that. It's probably like 200 feet long and about 100 feet wide. So it is a massive, great dining hall with this large hearth right into the center, creating this very warm orange glow that sort of cascades across the entire large room. And so you can find Carasilla if you walk around enough. I mean, you could very easily find really anybody that you'd want to talk to here. Seems as though the only people that are unavailable right now are Thor and Odin. As you can see, the two of them at the head table at the very end of the room, speaking back and forth to one another, sort of whispering back and forth about something.
Yeah, she's not looking to talk to any of like the Sons of Odin or anything like that. She'll just talk to just other, I guess, more random people. And just after a little bit of conversation, she's just gonna try and like weave in a little bit to try and coax them to like get their opinion about Odin or the town. Like she's not trying to do anything forthright, but just kind of vibe checking how they feel.
Yeah, make a persuasion check as you're just kind of going around asking, trying to subtly make that into the conversation. There's no problem for you to be subtle, but it's really more so of, are they willing to say anything?
I did not have my dice out. That is a 26.
26, okay. As you're making your way around, you can see most of the people in here sort of give you the same response of, Odin's a great leader. Past 16 years, he's been the best thing that could have happened to Fjordaleth. Truly a wonderful man and well revered, well respected. Very good leader. Very good leader. And that's pretty much the response you get from almost everybody. There is one woman in here who seems to be a little bit more far gone. And she's drinking quite a bit. You can see that she is wearing a fair bit of armor. She has a longsword, or not a longsword, sorry. Wearing a fair bit of armor, but no weapons. She does have her shield, though, sort of off to her side as she just sort of sitting lonesome by herself at a table. As you approach and start to converse with her, her speech is definitely a little slurred as she just says, so you want to know about Odin, do you? Well, join the club. There's so many people that want to know about him, and honestly, if you're asking here, you're asking in the wrong place, sweetheart. And she takes another big sip.
What do you mean by that? Surely these are the people that know Odin best.
The people who know him best are the people who are most loyal to him. There's the difference between the two. You really think that the All-Father, the great Crow Lord of Fjordaleth, would allow just anyone into this party? Allow anyone into this celebration, this reunion? No, if you think that, well, then I suppose he's got you right where he wants you.
Well, I mean, I've heard that he's supposedly a man of the people, so I suppose that's a bit of a surprise.
Oh, yes.
Anyone in particular he's trying to keep out?
Oh, no, he doesn't keep anyone out. Anyone's allowed to come. It's just, well, are you speaking ill of Odin? The All-Father, the great protector, the keeper of tomes and secrets? Well, if you speak ill of him, then he's well within the right of you speaking ill of him in his own home to take action. And if not him, then order one of his lackeys to do so. Doesn't want to bloody the hands of his sons, though. That would be bad for the family, so who does he get to do it? People who are addressed to a much higher calling. But he doesn't care. Stole them from someone else anyway. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to keep an eye out for naysayers. Wouldn't want the All-Father to have to get his hands dirty. You see the woman sort of brushes some of the wine that kind of like spilled onto her cheek and brushes it off her breastplate. You can see sort of the long golden hair with these sort of streaks of like a very, very pale, almost like strawberry red or like strawberry blonde hair
tied into a loose braid coming down to about her sternum, wrapped around her neck. She says, "So if there's nothing else, I think it's best if, 1, we depart, and 2, you stop asking questions before, well, someone not as nice as me decides that, well, looks like you need to be removed from the premise."
Oh, I don't think that would be necessary. I mean, from what I've heard, it's nothing but goodwill towards Odin. And wouldn't want to sully such a lovely event, right?
Exactly. Wouldn't want to sell you such a lucky event. His... what does he call it? His daughter? Charming. Have a good rest of your night. I didn't catch your name. What was it again?
Carousella.
Carousella. It's nice to
And you?
meet you, Carousella. My name is Kara.
Well, have a good evening.
She gives you a half-hearted smile and sort of stumbles up and begins to stumble through the crowd. So, any other investigation or...
She'll just continue her mingling, but she's not going to try and probe anything.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. So, then with that, you mull around for a little bit more, talk to a few more people, this time just trying to be personable and friendly and kind, not really trying to gain any information, just doing what you do best, talking to people. From there, is there anything else anybody else is specifically trying to do? Because if not, there are some people who are interested in the party and would approach otherwise.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
First one is, do salt shakers exist in this world? Is that an invention, or is that a modern invention?
No,
I don't really know.
we'll say yeah, sure. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Does Loki have a cup of wine where they are supposed to be sitting?
They do have a cup of wine where they're supposed to be sitting, all the way at the like far left end of the table at the very end of the room.
I kind of want to try. I know it's not going to work. I know that they're going to see it and or not drink the wine or say something about it. But I would like for Suni at some point to excuse himself from the table and grab onto a salt shaker, and not necessarily stealthily, but walking around saying his hellos to whoever, walking past the table, at this point trying to be sneaky about it, and dump some salt into their wine.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check and a sleight of hand check.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, that's 19 plus stealth 7, so that's 26, and then a sleight of hand as well, you said?
Yep, a sleight of hand as well.
That's also pretty good. That's a 22.
Okay, 27 and a 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough to make it, like, gross, you know?
Yeah, I get
As
you.
long as I don't get, like, caught doing it, yeah.
I get you. Okay, so as you are doing that, you are able to stealthily make your way through. You don't think anybody's really noticed you. As you begin to shake into the wine very slowly, very nonchalantly, you can see that as Odin is looking at Thor, Thor sitting to his left, looking towards Thor, looking at the left side of the table, you can see Odin just has this small moment where he looks over towards you, looks down at the cup, and then looks back towards Thor. He doesn't say anything. there is just a brief moment where you realize that he noticed what you were doing. Didn't notice you come up here, but he did notice what you were doing.
Suni will lick his eyeball in response.
Okay.
The lizard does.
All right.
Oh my.
Wish I could do that.
what a way to destroy any social advances. Just don't fucking look at me. I'll lick my eyes.
All right.
Amazing.
And then if he doesn't say anything, Suni will go back and sit down.
Yeah. So Suni, as you're about halfway back to your seat, you hear a voice shout out from the end of the room.
Suni, come here a moment.
As Odin says something to you.
He will kind of tail between his legs a little bit, walk over.
Ah, there we are. Look at you. Proud dragonborn. But looks as though not opposed to tricks. Best thing for you
Not
is,
entirely.
doesn't seem like Loki noticed. It's a great way to build favor, it seems. You know, my boy, I actually wish to speak with you about something.
Yes, by the way, for some reason it's working now. At least, I hate to say that because it's going to stop, but at least for me, all I had to do was reload, and now the music in Foundry and the images in Foundry are working.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Case, it's the same
if
for me.
he's- If Odin's gonna say something to me, can we take a pause on that real second? I have to take a phone call real quickly.
That's okay. So as he says that, and he says, come take a walk with me, my boy, we'll go ahead and cut back to the table. As in this moment, those sitting at the table, so that'd be Morwyn, Bianca, Ashima, Cecily, and Keothi, you notice a woman start to approach the table. You can see she is wearing deep reds and these sort of pastel pinks over this cloak and dress of this sort of deep black and heathered grays. You can see her hair is black ombre'd into a sort of maroon color, and her skin is this very, very pale white. And you can see eyes of entirely red, no pupil, no nothing, just red, and two horns that curl around the back of her head and point out and up. As you can see, an albino tiefling begin to approach your table. You can see that all of the men and women, they sort of depart as she walks through, as there's some bit of, quite a bit of respect for this person in particular, whoever they may be, as she approaches the table and makes her way directly to where Bianca, where you are sitting. And as she approaches, she smiles at you, Bianca, and says,
If I am not mistaken, I believe you are Bianca, correct?
Yeah. I'm sorry that I have to ask, but who are you?
It is very all right, my dear. There's no reason for you to know me. But I would be pleased for you too. I am Wu. It is a great honor to meet you.
as you meet Hell.
I was like, hell?
H-E-L.
Oh,
All right.
badass.
Hi, I'm Hell.
I know, what an energy.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any ibuprofen in your bag? Oh no, go to hell.
Okay. So, she smiles at you and says,
would it be all right if I were to talk to you about something?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really doing much right now. Just, yeah.
Great. Come walk with me.
Sure. And she'll kind of look at everyone and kind of give like a shrug and then follow her.
As the two of you begin to walk, you can see that you're sort of making your way around the edges of the crowd where there's not exactly a lot of people as she begins to speak to you. And she says, "You know, Bianca, it is very interesting. I had heard your name long before you arrived in Fjordaleth.
Oh, really?
Well, one does not stand up to such an evil creature such as Ishin without having your name get around."
Oh. I didn't know that. I don't even... Okay. She just doesn't really comprehend that other people know what happened. So...
And you can see that she has this smile on her face where almost looking at like a trusted ally is kind of the vibe that you're picking up on. Almost the same way that
Okay,
Keothi
that's
would
good.
look at you, which is odd. That there's so much camaraderie already. And she says, "I have to ask. From what I've heard, it was not always so adversarial between the two of you."
It's complicated. I wasn't aware of who they were. I thought they were helping me to meet my goal, I guess. She's trying to like not say the words that other people could overhear and it be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of why. And then I guess other people kind of assumed I was their ally.
And then, from what I understand of the situation, this fight, this conflict between the two of you, it happened because of, as a result of aggression, correct?
I mean, basically, I wasn't getting answers. Things they were telling me just wasn't adding up, and everything had just gotten really incredibly tense with our journey, and I just didn't need one more thing confusing me. And then everything came out.
It's very funny. See, that's the interesting thing about half-bloods. They want to be one half, but in all reality, they end up being the other. Those that want to be more like devils end up acting more like demons, and those who want to be more like demons end up acting more like devils. And it seems as though now we know which one Isin is. Unable to be the master manipulator that someone like Asmodeus is, and instead ends up making a grave mistake, being impatient, and making the wrong decision.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, well. You see, my dear, it is my job to know things about creatures that harvest souls and prevent them from finding their way home. Rather recently, ever since Baldur's birth, I have been overseeing a group of women, those who work very closely with... I'm sure you're familiar with this person, an entity known as the Raven Queen.
Yeah. I know as much about her as the next person.
Well, as I'm sure you know, there is much death in the world.
pointless slaughter, and there are creatures everywhere that wish to harvest these souls for their own malicious purposes, and not allow them to travel freely, to go to the place they need to go.
Yeah.
The reason I know so much about you, Bianca, is because she is interested in you.
Because my soul isn't free, or...
Because even though your soul is owned by Isin, you still stood up to him, against him, challenged him, even though you very well knew that there was no chance that you could live under a ordinary circumstance.
Okay. So you are tight with the Raven Queen? Is that what I'm understanding? And this group of women?
Yes, you see, each culture around the world, they have those that they entrust to shepherd the souls of those who die to the afterlife, whatever afterlife may await them. I was chosen by the Raven Queen for those in the Western Salamander, so they may find their way home. But the Western Salamander is a big place, and I am one woman. So, entrusted to me was a group of women known as the Valkyries. They were there to find fallen warriors on the battlefield and guide them to what the people of the Western Salamander call Valhalla, or as most other nations call it. Being from Belliclara, you might be familiar with the concept of the Hall of Heroes. A great housing of those who died valiantly defending their home or doing something heroic. These Valkyries, they shepherd these bodies when I cannot be there. And after Baldur's circumstances, their previous leader can no longer lead them, and the leader before that decided there was other things in the world that she needed to accomplish. So it was left to me. And I am happy to have the help. But you see, Bianca, one is not born a Valkyrie. They become one. A woman of a pure heart and mind and soul can be blessed with the powers of the Valkyrie. But sadly, the same fate that has fallen upon me is the same fate that has fallen upon you. While we may be pure of mind and pure of heart, our souls are not, because they are not our own. I would like to extend an offer to you, Bianca. Should you choose to accept, it would make me very happy, but I will help you in killing Isin, freeing your soul from him, so you may join the warriors that fight to free the souls that have died, so you may become a Valkyrie.
Oh, wow. She did not expect her to say that. Okay. I need a little bit of time to think. And she's gonna look over at the party. There's just so much going on already. Do you mean like down the line? Do you mean like right now?
It is your choice to approach this when you wish. I will say that if you wish to accept this offer, whatever current mission you have, whatever it may be, I will not intercede. This is something you need to do. Whatever has brought you here must be important. However, if you do accept, there will be a few gifts that I will give you before you go, so you may begin your training and begin using the powers of the Raven Queen and the powers of the Valkyrie.
Okay. She'll pull. Well, she can't pull out her sword. I don't know if you're familiar with this a blade for the Raven Queen that a old blood hunter used to use. One of the first blood hunters that pledged themselves to the Raven Queen, but somehow I came in its possession. Or it came in my possession. That sounded bad. It came in my possession, and I didn't even know what it was until very recently. Are you familiar with this blade at all?
Well, it is not uncommon for those of that style of fighting, those that manipulate their own blood, to fall into a more noble path. I have heard of those who serve the Raven Queen and do this as well. If you found a blade that, well, that once belonged to one of those warriors, and you now wield it when you fight, there's a very good chance that she made sure that blade ended up to you. But it is hard to say.
And I'm sorry if this isn't maybe the reaction you were expecting. I tend to be a little apprehensive about greater beings beyond me and pledging myself to them.
I understand, but do not think of it as a pledge to her. Think of it as a pledge to those who have died, those who have lost their lives due to war or bloodshed. Those people would be preyed upon by vile creatures, were it not for me or the Valkyries. And potentially you. It is a lot to consider. And I'll not force you one way or the other. This is your decision to make. I just want you to know that I'm very interested in you. And I'm very interested in what you could do as a Valkyrie.
How could I stay in contact with you?
I could provide an item of sorts, where maybe once a day, should you need me, you could reach me. Other than that, while you are in Fjordaleth, the small and kind of gesturing towards the Spriggans that are walking about, I'll be here for a few days more. So should you need to talk to me, have them come find me. And I will make time to meet with you.
Okay. And she'll give like a smile, kind of like still unsure, but
Yeah.
she's pretty interested as well.
And
You'll be hearing from me.
she'll reach out her hand for you to shake hers.
And she'll take it.
Okay. And she'll kind of clasp forearms, and then she'll kind of pull you in and lean into your ear and say, "Be wary of the Allfather." And we'll slowly let go and smile and walk away.
She will, taking that in, take a little moment to herself and then head back to the table.
So, what? That was weird. Okay, so before you head back to the table, while that conversation is going on, bippity boppity boo, let's hop back to Desmond. So, Desmond, as you are sitting, or as you are standing near the table, you can see Odin leans over and says,
Would you mind taking a walk with me, my boy?
I guess so.
You guess so to the walk, or do you guess so that you mind?
To the walk.
Follow me. Got something I think you might be interested in. A small piece of Dragonborn artifact came into my possession some time ago.
His eyes will kind of widen at that, and he'll give just a short nod.
Yes. Come along.
and the two of you begin to walk, and you leave the dining chambers, making your way into the long, interconnected hallways of Tyr's temple. As you walk along, he doesn't say anything as you're walking. Just every once in a while looks down towards you and smiles. As you can see, like I said before, Odin is a large man, probably 8.5, 9 feet tall, broad as a barn. And even though he is older with the long gray hair, covered in cloaks and furs, you can definitely tell that there is a fair bit of muscle to him, as he's a very strong man, and something that was made very obviously apparent in your viewing of the battle between him and Hrothgar. Eventually, maybe after walking for 20, 25 minutes, he stops. As you can see, you are in a long corridor that's starting to grow wider and wider. You can see a door at the very end. And you can see an open door to your left. He gestures you to go in. He said,
"This is my office. Please, step in."
And soon he will do so.
Odin follows you in, and he shuts the door behind him.
That's better. Away from the crowd. You see, Sunni you prefer now, right?
That's right.
I noticed something earlier this morning.
As
What's that?
he's currently interposing himself between you and the door.
I noticed a small problem. During that excursion, that chore of dealing with him, I noticed that while it was made very clear to all of you to stay out of it, to not draw your weapons, you did draw your weapon, and not only that, You attacked your own ally. And you aided Hrothgar. I've already made up my mind what to do with you.
What,
But I'll give you a
tear
chance.
my fucking arm off?
Make your peace, boy. Why? And remember, you saw what I did to him. Speak with respect.
Siri will take a second to kind of gather himself, because these could be his last words. Very aware that there's no way that if Odin tried to kill him that he could stop it. So he will kind of look to the ground, pucker his lips to the side a little, then he'll say, well, first things first. I was not the first one to turn on an ally. I protect my own. I think that's something you understand. It matters not where I am, who I'm with. Someone attacks a brother or a sister of mine. Whatever I can do to stop it, I will. I appreciate the hospitality that you have given to me and my friends. But you must understand that when an ally makes a decision, it's hard not to back them in that. No matter what the stakes are. No matter what the punishment might be.
No matter what the stakes are, no matter what the punishment might be. Poor choice of words, boy. Let me tell you a story before I do what needs to be done.
And he's going to reach over towards the door, and he's going to place his hand up against the lock, and you can see him sort of mutter some arcane words, and then the locks on the door all shut at once. And he walks over to a dresser, or a tall dresser with doors that swing open. I ran into this problem before. Not a vanity, but not a cabinet, a wardrobe. Thanks, Mark.
Wardrobe.
Thanks. So he walks over to this wardrobe, and he opens it up, and you can see these two tablets, sort of interconnected, one white and one black. And you can see scrawling, writing on it. Unfamiliar to you, but he points at it, and he says,
I had an ally. Felt the same way. I thought that no matter what, I would have his back whenever he needed me. But you see what the problem is, Sunni. Sometimes allies, they get their vision clouded. They don't see things straight. And when they don't see things straight, sometimes you need to knock them around a bit. So that way they do. When I found this tablet, all those years ago, I brought it to my friend, to my ally. I told him what would happen. And do you know what happened, Desmond? Suni. 16 years ago.
As he's inching closer and closer and closer towards you.
What happened?
He didn't listen. And every single day, for 16 years, I've been fighting to get what I want. And now, it's finally here. Finally mine.
And you, as Odin just sort of like, his hand grips your throat as he just sort of slowly picks you up and pins you up against the wall as your just legs are dangling, hanging 4 feet off the ground.
You live because I need her. But in this moment,
As the grip grows tighter,
I want to look in your eyes and see that fear. How close to death you are.
as you can feel that electricity begin to singe your throat just a little bit.
But not yet, no. Not yet. I'll do what needs to be done to save this world. If that means killing Tyr, if that means killing you, if that means killing everyone else except for me and my own, then I'll do it. But I'll save my home. And I will save these people. Because I,
Suni, as he kind of like slowly pulls you off the wall and like slams you into it a little bit.
I'm the only one who's willing to make sacrifices. The only one.
Suni, he lets go of your throat as you sort of drop down to the ground. And you sort of get up to your feet to leave, and he says,
Oh no. You think I'm going to let you leave after all of that? No, 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 no.
and he grabs your head. And he begins to chant some arcane words, and he's going to cast Modify Memory at
Oh
night.
my god.
And you feel the events of the past 20 minutes change. As you blink and open your eyes, you are sprawled out at the bottom of a staircase. As you have no memory of what just happened, you and Odin had a wonderful conversation. He understands why you said what you said to Hrothgar, why you did the things you did. He understands that kinship and blood and oaths and brothers and sisters, how much they mean. He laments to you how he wished he could have kept that same oath to Tyr, but he was too weak to do so. And he admires you for being such a stronger warrior than he ever could be. But sadly, as the two of you were walking, Suni, you had a little too much to drink. And as you open your eyes, it becomes clearer now. You trip down the stairs on accident. There's a small cut, a gash on your forehead that's trickling out a little bit of blood. And Odin runs down the stairs and says, "Oh, Suni, are you all right? Oh, my boy, what happened? And I shouldn't have let you have the good stuff. It's my bad. Here, let me help you up." And he picks you up very grandfatherly and says, "Oh, well, that's not good." And he'll just kind of place a hand on your head once more and cast Cure Wounds. The gash closes and the throbbing pain goes away.
Well, we should probably get you back before you fall down another set of stairs, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think that is best.
Oh, that is.
Oh,
Oh,
and what do you put in that wine?
well, that's an old Western Salamander secret. Can't share that with you, my boy.
And he smacks your chest with the back of his hand, and you just feel like that poof, as he hits you a little bit too hard, and he says, "Oh no, I'm so sorry.
If I'm being honest, I drank a little bit too much, too.
Well, come on, let's get you back."
Yeah.
Oh, here, and he kind of like picks you up a little bit. Don't want you to trip up the stairs.
and carries you up the stairs like you're a football, almost just tucked in between his arm, and sets you back down and says,
Sorry, that could have been a little demeaning. My apologies. It's just, my boys, well, they haven't been of carrying size in a while. Well, let's head on back. I'm sure your friends might be missing you.
Yeah,
Don't want them to worry at all, thinking that I had done something to you.
No, I'll let him know everything.
You do just that. Let them know everything that happened. Don't leave any detail out.
I won't.
With that, the two of you make your way back towards the party as you can hear that raucous energy of the room return as you re-enter. And just about at that point, Bianca, you sort of look back from your conversation with Hel, looking around the room, and at that point, Desmond and Odin, or Suni and Odin, return. You can see the two of them laughing and joking with one another as Odin claps him on the back and sends him back to the table as you finish your conversation with Hel. So, with that, do you approach... reapproach the table?
Yeah, I have a question, and you can let me know if this is too... If this technically would work, if this is too bitchy of a thing to do. But if Suni feels like he has had too much to drink to the point where he's blacking out and falling downstairs, if I pumped in 5 points of lay on hands on myself to, like, cure that poison, could it re-give me my memories?
No, definitely not.
No. I didn't figure so, but I'd ask. I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, no, the thing is yeah, that would not work because that's just curing a disease or something. This requires something a little bit more involved.
Gotcha.
Plus, you'd also need to have the memory that something was done to you.
Right.
Yeah. So you cast that. The sobriety does come back to you as you breathe, and you feel okay. No more shakiness to your steps or anything like that. And then Bianca,
I guess
you return.
he'll go sit back down.
Okay, you go sit back down. Bianca, you go sit back down.
Yeah, she will, but she, noticing that they seem all chummy, she's gonna think that's really strange since during the fight, you know, clearly one was on one side, one was on the other, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she'll go back.
Okay. So, by the way, it's of note that all of you would know, all of you would see that Odin and Suni come back into the room very chummy, leaving on a little bit of a tense note, but coming back smiling and laughing with one another.
That's very curious to Cecily, I think. So she'll probably ask Suni about it when he gets back. You know, if he kind of stumbles over to the table. How's Suni looking? Are you, like, cognizant?
Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of loopy, I would assume. I assume that kind of modifying your memories has that effect on you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll sit down and he just kind of like puts a hand up to his head, and he will cast 5 points of lay on hands, just trying to clear up the fogginess in himself and just kind of shake it out. And just say like, oh, woo!
So, what'd he do? Give you some special hooch or something?
Not quite. All he wanted to do was talk about what happened, and strange as it is, he told me he understood why I did what I did. And then I guess I had too much wine and I kind of blacked out for a second and fell down the stairs, and just a few moments ago, that's why Ugh, it's gonna hurt in the morning, I feel like.
Hmm.
But no, that was it.
She's gonna look around real quickly, see if anybody else is approaching the table before she says something.
Nope, you guys are on your own right now.
Okay. She'll scoot forward a little bit and say, "Okay, I've been thinking about something, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Twins, you don't remember this, but the day we met you, a little bit before, there was this really big skeleton. Remember that? It was like
Mm-hmm.
a giant
Oh,
corpse.
I forgot about that happening.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Just been sitting here thinking about, you know, old blood, all that stuff. That story Sigrun told.
Mm-hmm.
And how there were those carvings by the skeleton that looked just like the ones in Kalukatho. So, do we think that means anything? Like, there's apparently this prophecy that the old blood is, or me, or something is tied into darkness, and then there's the story about the people killing the giant, and then there's a dead giant with carvings of the Dark One right next to it.
Figuratively and literally. If one grows too large, no grave can hold them. I don't think they're unrelated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I actually am some sort of vessel of death or something. I just can't help but feel that there's been something a little off. I
do
thought
you
maybe
mean?
we could just, you know, get to the Temple of Time, do our thing, and move on, and I'd sort out how I felt about this guy later, but can't stop thinking about that skeleton for some reason.
I don't know if we ask anyone here if we're gonna get an answer that we're looking for.
No, if anything, they just have eyes on us then. If there are dark ones here. I don't know. Pretty confusing couple days for me.
Thune will put a reassuring hand onto Cecily's shoulder. And if she backs away from it, he'll take it away, but he'll just kind of gently place a hand there.
Yeah, she
Give
won't.
her
She's
a
good.
It's been a lot. Hell, the
Has
past
been.
couple of months have been a lot, but this to top it all off, I guess.
What about you, Suni? Do you think I'm a vessel of death and chaos?
Death? Nah. Chaos? Maybe a little bit.
She'll just smirk a little bit and take another sip of her wine, and that is exactly what I wanted to hear.
And it's exactly the truth. We're gonna figure it all out. Somehow.
Yeah. Somehow. Okay. Who wants to steal something?
Oh, me.
Perhaps.
Ashina?
No.
Well, Cecily,
Good
this
argument.
is kind of your house. It's not like stealing anymore if it's your house.
Unless
No,
it's
the
from other
thing-
people. I mean, then it is stealing from other
Well,
people.
let's
Kyo,
move
I was
shit.
so close.
No, we'll just move shit around my house. That sounds like fun.
Redecorating!
Yeah!
So while those shenanigans, whatever they may be, happen, Carasilla, what's your passive perception? As you're just kind of going about talking to people.
It is a 20.
20, okay. So you are far enough away for them not to notice, but close enough to hear. As you can see Thor sitting around a group of what look to be fellow warriors, probably other trusted guards of Odin's, ones that you don't know the name of, but you can see Thor's two sons, Magni and Modi, sitting around this circle as well. And you can see Thor there's maybe 15 like horns in front of him that were once full of some alcoholic beverage, that any of it that's left in the bottom of the in the bottom of the horn is actually kind of like almost like acid, like burning away at the bone, where he's damn near drinking like gasoline almost. And he's drunk right now, far gone, and he's enraptured in the story as everybody's just laughing at it. And he's not speaking so loud for everyone to hear, but loud enough for this small group to hear, and loud enough that you can hear, as he says, so
Get this, all right? So here I am, doing a mission, and I'm all right. Picture this: I'm in the elemental plane of Earth, right? Rocky crags and mountains, ravines all around me, jumping around, humming a song. Oh, you fat oaf, come here to me. Come on, let me find you and smash your fucking head. And singing, and I can hear this fucking whimpering from the ravine. This fucking fat dobber's crying. And I know where he is, but no, he has no idea I'm there. So you know what I do? I find him, right? I see him, big fucking asshole, fucking... probably the size of a fucking temple. Oh, bald head, fucking bulging belly. I can hear him crying, fucking weeping like a fucking baby. And you know what I do? I sneak off a little bit. Extra quietly, I use a fucking knife. I start chopping away at this rock. I carve it into a little circle. Doesn't notice, roll it over to the ravine, peek my head over the side and say, hey, you fucking fat arsehole, look at this. And I push the fucking rock over the ravine, and it fucking smashes his head like a fucking egg, just all over the fucking ravine. I fly down there, he's still alive. Fucking asshole is still alive, still breathing, fucking whimpering, fucking whinging. He's saying, no, please don't kill me. Fucking jaw hanging off of his mouth, fucking brains everywhere. You know what I do? You know what I do? I lay him out flat. I say, oh no, don't worry, my friend. I'll take good fucking care of you. And you know what I do? Fucking get in the back of the line. And I fucking line it right up, right where that fucking gnarly brain stem is. I fucking lightning bolt right down the line, send it straight up his thigh and right out his arsehole. Fucking shit and guts and acid everywhere. And the entire time, he's fucking
He's fucking jittering and moving like he's doing a fucking jig. Oh, the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen. As everybody around Thor is just cackling and laughing and just, oh my god, just ravished by the story. It is just the funniest thing they've ever heard him say. And you kind of catch that, and then you kind of have to move away, as you can see some of the people sort of catch that you're standing nearby, and Thor eventually, towards the end of the story, sees you and he says, and right there, who's that? We got one of my, sister, one of me sisters, friends here, Morwen, right? Yeah? As twins they are. Oh, kind of like you two fucking oafs. I bet you're a lot smarter than these two fucking idiots, though. Oh, fuck off. Get me some more wine, why don't you? Talking to the two sons, Magni and Modi, and they kind of, "Aye, father. Yes, father. Will do, father." As they kind of get up and go to get more drinks. And he's moved on past you, Carasilla. He doesn't even care anymore.
Well, okay. She's just noting that completely, and will just make her way back over to the table with the party.
Okay. Make your way back over to the party. And now all of you kind of rejoined at the table, having quite the evening so far. As Carasilla returns, Carasilla, do you share what you heard at all with the party?
Not here.
Okay.
But she's gonna give like a little bit of a face of just like, not sure about this. Just so like only the party can see it. But then just like sit down and act like, act like everything's all good, get another drink, like.
Yeah, of course.
She doesn't want to bring anything up here.
Yeah, so you said the party could see it or could not?
Yeah, just so the party could see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like,
Carasilla, it seems very rare that you walk away from a social occasion glum.
Well, I wouldn't say it's glum at all. I mean, it's been a very interesting evening. Many stories, good conversations. But I don't think it's worth just telling everyone's stories here. I mean, if you want to hear them, I suppose you can go to them yourselves, but perhaps at a later time I could fill you in on some details.
Ah, of course.
How much longer do you want to hang here anyway?
Pleasant evening.
There's still one last thing I wish to do. And Cecily, you may get your wish after all. Morwen, I'll also need you.
What?
Are we about to do a heist?
Similar.
Wait, there's a heist and I'm not involved? That seems unfair.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to be a part of this.
Okay, well, no, just let him...
We will not be stealing anything. But if it makes you uncomfortable, please do not. And he'll hush his tone. I'm curious that very few people seem to have talked to the guests of honor directly.
I mean, I just assumed that since Cecily showed some hesitancy in coming, that Odin just kind of maybe told us to leave us alone.
Oh, I didn't mean Cecily. No offense. I more meant, Thor is yonder, and Odin is pointing to the respective parts of the hall. It has always seemed customary to me for such gatherings, for there to be lines and lines of ardent admirers and practically worshippers. It has me curious.
I get the feeling that just random worshippers and the like are not so much in this fine hall to begin with. Seems to be more so people that Odin's more trusting of.
Of course. Well, regardless, Cecily, something you'll attempt with me very quickly.
All right, I'm listening.
Look among the crowd here. If you were to pickpocket one of them, who would be the best mark? And just like pointing to a group of just like not as noteworthy people.
Mm-hmm.
Connor's meta-getting me way of saying NPCs that aren't named.
And she'll look and say, no. Whoever's got the biggest pockets and the dumbest face, usually.
But
And she'll look for whoever that is.
Yeah, you can see some larger, more rotund woman who has this sort of like constant just her face, like her facial features are too small for the actual size of her face, where they all kind of are scrunched together, and she just kind of looks angry. She looks maybe human, or I mean maybe half elven. You're not sure. There might be a little bit of a point to the ears. You're not super sure, but she's just kind of sitting by herself. But you can see a very large coin purse dangling off of her side as this scrunched look on her face is just slowly just sipping away at some type of drink.
Yeah, that one.
Any chance they speak Old Loshari?
I kind of doubt it.
Then you'll be my translator.
Oh. Oh, we're doing a lie.
Yes. I'm going to ask them a few questions. You do not need to know the language. Interpret as you find humorous enough. But at some point, I'm going to ask them for what they think of our hosts. Are you ready?
I think I see your game here. Okay. Let's go. She'll get up, crack some knuckles, roll some shoulders. And she will, much like she used to do when she was scamming back in Water's Wake, she will immediately assume a more upbeat, almost like car salesman-y kind of attitude and speech pattern and all that.
Okay. So the two of you approach the larger human woman, scrunched face, just sort of sitting there, slowly sipping away at a drink.
So Ashima will approach first, and by the way, for all native speakers, please forgive my pronunciation. But he'll walk up and say, "Washu, Megorin, Cecily, learn Loshari, translate." Cecily?
Yeah. No, it seems my friend here wants to talk with you. You got a minute?
Aye, sure, yeah, take a seat.
Perfect. Okay, well, he's just looking around trying to gain some things about the culture, you know, far away person, all that stuff. All the way from the east, you see, yeah. Well, anyway, he's looking to maybe learn some things. Oh, yes, okay, you first.
你叫什么名字? Huh?
Okay, I see.
我叫 Ashima.
Yes, okay, so his name is Ashima. Do you know the great and luxurious, wonderful Ashima?
She just looks at you like, what?
Oh, wow. You don't. But you're about to have the time of your life, I'm telling you. I mean, I didn't know what I was missing until I met a Loshar monk, you know?
不熟，不要我。No，你是哪个人？
Yeah. So, okay. Translation. He just wants to know, what do you know about this area that makes it different from the East? Anything interesting?
Well, from what I know of the East, they have a lot of rice there.
Ah, yeah, fun.
We've got a lot of grain. Only grows in the summer, though. A lot of wheat.
She's saying the food is different, Ashima.
Yeah, fun. 我不要Odin 吗？
So what can you say about Odin? You know, he's a bit of a different kind of leader than they have over in the East.
Can see her immediately kind of look around the room. Very strong leader, uncompromising in a lot of things. He treats his people well. He's a good man.
Okay.
And Ashima will give a thumbs up to Cecily. Odin? Ma?
She'll do a thumbs up too, but like a shaky one.
Oh, no, not shaky. No. Straight up. Thumbs up. Very good.
And Ashima will like resolutely shake his head with a thumbs up. Cecily,
Yeah.
我要饭吗？grain. Yeah. And he'll point over to like a refreshment table. And point to himself.
Grain, refreshments. All right, piecing this together. She'll like turn to the lady and just be like, "A little new at this. Don't tell him." It's kind of be.
Yeah. Listen, if there's no other questions, I think that I need to go. I've been here a little too long anyway.
Oh, no, hold on. Just want to let you know. I mean, you can tell this guy anything, you know. I mean, he's not gonna.
Well, no. Fine. Just like go. Bring. Red. And pointing to the cup. Bring red.
Oh yeah. I got you. Okay. Wait, yeah, you two just sit and talk a bit. You know, he'll be able to pick up on some stuff without me. And she'll lean in a little close, like, look, honestly, if you want to get something off your chest, he's not gonna remember a single fucking thing you say. And she'll just kind of slink away and go get a beverage now.
Cecily, make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I probably can't assist with that. I don't think I'm proficient. But Ashima's gonna sniff the wine and just go. With like very glazy eyes.
Sorry, you cut out. You said Ashima's gonna sniff the wine and go.
Just like these glazed over eyes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I'm using a point of luck on my persuasion roll.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Alright, I rolled a natural 1 and then a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Okay. What is that total to?
23.
33.
33. Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cecily, you walk away, and the woman kind of looks at you, Ashima. You don't have any idea what I'm saying?
Pointing to the wine. Grain? This grain. And he'll smile.
That is a cow pie, and she's going to give you a thumbs up.
Ah, cow pie. Mmm. Yo.
I mean, it's not that I don't appreciate everything he's done. I really am. He's turned things around quite a bit. Things were getting a little too, they were getting a little too, wild. More people were allowed to come in, more bad things started happening around the city. I heard that Tyr even thought about getting rid of the weapons ban, saying warriors should be able to carry them on them at all times. So, of course I hear things about what Odin did. Doesn't nearly bother me as much as the stuff I hear about that child. And at that point, she kind of looks around the room and she immediately stares back down at her cup. Anyway, it's been great. I need to go though. I need to go. And she stands up and walks away before you can really say anything.
Like to the folks around him and to her backside, he'll like kind of chuckle and say, "Odin, good." And big thumbs up.
Yeah. So as you sort of look around at the group, Ashima, what's your passive perception?
I need to pull that up real quick.
Yeah, I think it's your passive perception, or it's your perception score plus 10, unless you have any like additional feats or anything like that.
Then 13.
13, okay. So then, as you're sort of looking around, you don't necessarily notice anything aside from the people just looking at you, sort of laughing. Yeah, Odin good. You just go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, and I'll just go find Cecily now.
Okay. So, as you go to find Cecily, the two of you reconvene, and right about as you are going to share the information that you gathered, there is the sound of the doors opening at the end of the room. As you can see, a small procession begins to make their way through, and there is music that begins to play, but not Western Salamander music. This is definitely something from a different part of the world. Part of the world where you've been before. This is Belaclaran music. As it begins to play, it seems as though one of Odin's speakers, or somebody that he at least knows, as the door opens, he shouts out to the room, "It is my great honor that I announce although it be late in the evening, the arrival of the sister of Orwin Fisher, Rose Fisher." As all of you see, entering the room with an escort of Belaclaran guards, Rose Fisher. A familiar face to all of you, back from your days at Summer's Rest. The investor, at least when you knew her, that's what she was, the investor of Summer's Rest. She enters the room, smiling and waving, and she clocks a few of you, and her eyes and her brows kind of twinge for a moment as she looks confused and then continues straight on. And you can see in her hand she has a small chest that she's carrying herself. It should also be noted that the one side of her face that was burned from the bile and acid that Bianca, you had unfortunately vomited on her, her face is completely healed, aside from maybe a few light scars or a few light bits of tinged pink skin. For the most part, she's all the way healed. As she makes her way up towards the center table at the very back of the room, and looks up to Odin as Odin looks down at her. And he says,
Well, it is a great honor to have one of the Fishers in my home. I'm slightly confused as to why Orwin doesn't return with you, or return in your place.
And Rose looks around and with confidence and poise says, Well, mighty Crow Lord of Fjordaleth, Orwin decided that it was best for him to stay and attend to his family in Summer's Rest, as he feels as though he has been away too long, and being the eldest of our family, felt it was time for him to reaffirm his head as the leader of our family. I, however, have come to you because I believe that my abilities and my talents have been squandered in Summer's Rest, and I truly believe that I could help you to a very, very great degree, greater than Orwin ever could have, as much as I love my brother. And Odin kind of leans forward and laughs a little bit, almost a scoff, really.
And what makes you say that?
I present a kingly gift for a kingly man. We in Bella Clara have a firm belief in finding information and discovering what's truly important to people. I think a shared belief between you and me. And if my information is correct, then this is something that you so desperately need. And she hands the chest off to two of the guards. They bring it up to the table and they set it down on the long wooden table. As Odin opens it, you can see him look in disbelief for a moment, and then look up at her, and lean over. And so the entire hall can say, or can hear,
How did you find this? And where did you find this?
Rose with a smile, confidence. Well, does it really matter now that it's in your hands? Where it rightfully should be? As he picks up a stone from the chest. A stone engraved with different symbols. A stone that, just from the description you were given, all of you can recognize. The same one that Oriana had stolen from her in Tyr's Tyr. Odin looks at it, and he holds it up to his face, and he whispers a few arcane symbols into it. And on one blank spot, where there was nothing, a golden rune begins to appear. One that I would say those of you who have proficiency in Arcana, and just who is that, just so I can know. Proficiency in Arcana.
Let me check.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Oh.
I think I might, but I just need to look because I haven't had to use my character sheet all this session.
Ooh.
Uh,
Ooh.
skills.
Maybe I should pull up Keoth's
Yes.
page. You do? Okay.
I do.
It'd be really tragic if no one did.
I do.
Okay. Carasilla, what about you?
Nah, fam. I've
Nope.
just got the half proficiency from barding.
Okay, well then, Bianca, you're the only one who recognizes it because Keothi doesn't. Thanks to all of your reading, you recognize different arcane symbols and what they might mean. That symbol on that stone that he just uncovered is the symbol of time, where all of the other ones are significant of places, planes of existence. That one of gold signifies time. He sets the stone back in the chest and shuts the lid and slides it off to his side, where Balder now sits next to him. And he leans over, and Odin smiles and says,
Well, my lady. Bold investor, Fisher. Welcome to Fjordaleth. Take a seat next to me. We have much talking to do.
and Rose smiles and gives a small bow, and then makes her way up to the table and takes a seat at Odin's right hand. The two of them begin to talk back and forth, exchanging words, and every once in a while, looking out to the group of you. And on that note, that's where we're going to go ahead and take a break.
God damn it, bro.
That's only good, right? You guys know Rose.
Maybe it's all
Yeah.
a big misunderstanding, and Odin is traveling back in time to get us like the best ice cream he had as a child.
I'm
Yeah,
sure that's
we
exactly
helped.
what it is.
You remember... Hey, Ashima, remember how you taught her martial arts?
Yeah.
Shit!
I was thinking about
Now
that.
she's a level 20
But
monk.
also, fun question: are they like? Would Carousel be able to lip read what they're doing or what they're saying? I guess.
The
That was
sad
out
part,
loud, wasn't it?
the sad part
They
about
obscure
these
it,
two
yeah.
is they're very used to being in groups of large people, and they do cover up their mouths as they're talking
Bitches.
back and forth. I know, but their nobility, they do that. Yeah.
Could we see,
fair.
is Odin still holding the stone, or did he put it somewhere?
He put it in the chest, and currently it's sitting in front of Balder.
Okay.
So Balder's kind of has it in front of him right now. But yeah, also thank you, the Garrick, for the follow. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to get some drink, and I'm going to get a little snick snack. And we will be back.
Yes, I am. So, last we left off, our intrepid group of adventurers.
Boo.
You won't do it, so I had to.
Staring at the two of them.
Alright, you're safe.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry for. You know that. Just gonna be hugging her tightly.
If you see any yellow flowers or firewood, grab that on the way. No red flowers.
Okay. Sure.
Who's gonna be quiet as we're traveling, but he's gonna be some of the metal that he took when he left Waterswick. He's gonna be crafting something.
Okay.
Please
All right.
rest now.
I'm resting. I just, this is all something that's very important to me, and I just thank you for this. The voice fades away as he's probably still saying something as he's out of earshot now.
I know I did a good thing by giving him that money. So why does it feel like I've made a terrible decision?
No, if we go, we don't know what we're doing. How would they know what we're doing?
Exactly. That is genius.
Gods, if you can hear me, I think we need your help.
Yeah.
So, first strike.
Oh,
Wow. There you go.
natural 20. Nice.
I'll roll for the second attack then. 42 dice. Yay.
What? What the fuck?
Is that?
Dude! Oh
Okay.
my god.
I think
This
the
maybe-
Medusa is dead.
I think we need to let the coordinator know so she is prepared.
I'm sure I can cast Sending, and she could probably be here for us to discuss in detail what we need. I'm guessing a total of 75 words in one day will not be enough.
Probably not.
I can cast the spell 3 times.
Hey, that's metagaming, sir.
Bardass knows that.
He indicates with his eyes that it just be.
It's like droids on Star Wars. You just get one grunt, but it's like you interpret it as like an entire sentence.
Yeah, you said it, Chewie.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Well. Yeah, Cecily's smacking on some eggs. That's what's happening. That's what.
And he's gonna clap his hands and start picking up all the fragments of his gift.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Save me some. He's gonna kind of do like the gun finger. Save me some food. Before, well, never mind. He's gonna keep picking up his.
Yep. And Cecily's just gonna. She'll go ahead and walk back to the cabin, but she'll you see him kind of getting his armor sorted out as he gets out, and he just, all right, let's see what all this trouble is. And you see him just passively glance and see Ellie on the roof and just, oh fuck, oh it's real.
Oh fuck, indeed.
And he's kind of absorbed in that, so that has also bought you some time. The
Does anybody else hear that fucking annoying sound?
What, your fucking voice?
Very funny. You slay me. But the buzzing. Just every
What
now
do you
and
mean
then.
buzzing? Of course it's fucking buzzing. We're in a forest, fuck's sake.
It's different. It feels like it's fucking everywhere.
Back to Cyrus house. Sorry.
Valid. Not gonna deny that.
Well, when the it is chlamydia, it's not so nice, you know?
Gross. What?
Ew.
Okay.
Nah, Cyrus is a lucky dip.
Alright.
Oh, God. Okay, anyway, moving on. So,
Okay.
I have larger feet than you.
Desmond looks at his feet, and he feels defeated.
and cut. All right. The sun rises on another day in the fractured peninsula.
Not quite the mood, Joe. It's not quite his tempo.
So
We need to put a stop to that. That makes me very uncomfortable.
Well, let's worry about the tyrant that's coming here first, shall we?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm a functional member of society.
Debatable.
If I had a negative 10 to insight, I would still call you on your bullshit.
You need to be fucking perfect. There's a lot of garbage out there. Just gotta be better than that. That's all. That's a high enough bar for me, at least.
Okay.
I am sorry. I will apologize when next we see him.
That's
I-
too late for that, but thanks.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing. You were just protecting your end of the deal. That is all.
Are we selling hash for fucking bombs?
Are we the baddies? Her little personal pouch is gonna be full. You bet your ass, but she will still.
I am never going to be able to go back to my.
All right. And we are back. Let me go ahead and undeafen on Discord.
Well, you're not
All
gonna
right.
kill me.
Hello. We are back. We are back.
And we back.
Back again. Okay. So here we go. Let's go ahead and diggity dive in. So picking up right where we left off, our group of adventurers had found themselves within the dining hall, this mead hall, practically, celebration room within Odin's, within Tyr's temple, this place where Odin is celebrating. And at least according to all of you, this is Odin celebrating the return of Cecily, but nobody's really approached Cecily. Not specifically, at least. Some people have come and talked to you, but also there have been some concerning things that you've seen and heard. For one, Desmond, obviously you had a strange occurrence where you kind of tripped and fell down some stairs, and that hurt a little bit, but Odin was really nice to you during that time, so, you know, nothing weird there.
Yeah.
Bianca, you had a woman approach you, Hel. This sort of overseer of the Valkyries, and offering you membership and acceptance into that group and aid in destroying Isin. All you need to do is, when you finish your task, when your soul is finally free, that you become a Valkyrie, a warrior, a paragon of justice, and a shepherd of those who have fallen in battle to their rightful resting place. A very noble cause. You, of course, said you needed time to think about it. And then we also had the various bits and pieces of information picked up on by the party that there is more when there is just all of these small things that are starting to come to light of this sort of uncomfortable nature that people have when discussing Odin and how they feel about him, especially in his presence. And you do receive a warning on many accounts of Odin. And Karasili, you also hear a rather frightful conversation, a story that Thor tells of killing a giant, hunting him down, and the brutality that he does it with. And that's just rather curious to you. And as all of you return to the table, ready to talk to one another, finally reconvening after your time, a familiar face enters the room, and one that does not seem as excited to see all of you. Rose Fisher, the investor, head investor, and practical mayor of the starting town of the adventure, Summer's Rest. While she didn't seem excited to see you, at least initially, just very confused, she does present Odin with a gift. A stone that was once in the possession of Oriana. And you know how that stone was taken from her. It was stolen by Dark Friends, servants of the Dark One. And you can now see Balder holding the chest, Odin sitting next to Rose, and Rose talking to him. And that's right where we're going to go ahead and pick up. So as she enters the room, there are Belaclaran guards that are near her, and there are some Western Salamander Fjordaleth guards standing near Odin, as everyone is just sort of looking up at this new development, and all attention that was on your table before, as small as it was, is gone, looking up at the two of them, having whatever conversation they are. So, on that, what would you group of adventurers like to do?
I assume Cecily is still standing by Oshima over at the red table. So I'm gonna...
I've been told they're called cow pies.
I don't think they are. I mean, I'm sure you know that.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
So This looks not good, right?
No. I'm not sure of what it means yet, but the context is troubling.
It is. That place where Odin is supposed to be taking us later. I think it has something to do with it, right?
I don't count upon coincidences.
Hmm.
And it seems they're discussing business in a hurry.
Well, what did you learn from the lady?
I'll reiterate what I heard. Then conclude with it seems as though there is dissatisfaction amongst the people, but complacency as well.
Yeah. You see Cecily's face grows a little darker, and she just... Yeah. I know what that's like. Talk bad about the headmaster. 10 lashes before bed.
I think they're too proud of the city and what's happened to, well, discount him for any of that.
Cecily's gonna take a quick glance around just to see if anybody is, like, peeping the conversation right now.
Make a perception check.
That is a reasonable thing to ask. I should have my character sheet pulled up.
I will do the same.
16.
16? Okay. And
Yeah. Oh man, Joe's rolling a thing? That means there's a person exists.
No, I was asking Connor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm rolling one too. Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah, because you said I'll roll one too, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
For sure.
33. Ooh. Yeah. Well, good job, Ashima. With a 33, you just barely are able to tell that there are maybe one or two people that are focused towards your conversation. Not directly, of course, but maybe just sort of tilting their ear towards the two of you while having a conversation or smiling and nodding at somebody else talking. But every once in a while, just sort of looking around the room and scanning, but almost too robotic. They are too smooth as they just sort of look over, don't even look down at you, but then they just return back so their ear is fixated on you so they can listen to whatever you're going to say. And you can see there are 2 or 3 people that are doing that, not just to you, but also aimed towards your table as well.
I'll put a finger to my lips and say, there are those who can turn into snakes.
I just now understood what you said an hour ago. Okay. We can talk in a bit then. But still...
And I did mean that literally. I have seen Loki as a number of various forms tonight. I imagine I would likely appear to be the best candidate to find a snake upon the ground, and he'll just ramble.
Yeah, Cecily will pick up on that. And just let him. And I guess we can head back toward the table then. Cecily can start making her way back, just to see what everyone else is saying about this Miss Fish situation.
Yeah, alright. So you make your way back to the table, sit down, rejoining your other See, other 5 companions, the total of 7 of you, the 6 of you in Keothi, sitting down, eating small bits of food, drinking small bits of wine, and not really talking to each other very much, as the night coming here has just made you more uncomfortable than not. So, as all of you rejoin at the table, what do you do?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was nothing. I was going to announce that I'm doing nothing.
Okay. Well, then I'll say something. Cecily will sit down a little bit and. So, are we thinking we still want to do that random mine thing with the 2 suns? Or is the vibe just a little too weird?
You have a choice.
That's a good point. Maybe we don't.
If we have a choice, I feel as though, and she's kind of like looking at how the 2 of them came over kind of like quieter. If we have a choice, I think maybe we should focus on some other things we've been really concerned about.
At that, Ashima will like pick up on the end of her sentence and loudly say, "Well, if the Allfather extends us, how could we possibly say no? I mean, that's someone you simply can't refuse."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's nice enough that he knows that maybe this just isn't. Maybe we just don't have the time for it. That's all I'm saying. Kind of like picking up where he's going, but also trying to continue the thought.
Should we be talking about this here?
Sometimes we must say one thing while wanting another. It's called politics.
But also,
and
there
it's
isn't
something I despise heavily.
I feel as though speaking here, speaking in our room, we've really, I don't know if the conversation will be affected by it. And kind of just, if she could wink, she would, but like, no, I think that'd be too strong. Just like, leave it at that.
I mean, we're not on the minds currently, we're at a party, so I feel like we can leave conversations about that to when we're there, right? I mean, we're in good company. Wouldn't want to, I guess, spoil any of that.
Hey, yo, if this is my party, how come no one's bothering me?
Or do you want to be bothered?
Yes,
I thought you
weren't
requested that.
very clear that no one talked to you.
I guess, yeah, just a little surprised everyone took that seriously in the entire room.
I have a feeling, based on the look on Rose's face, that this was not a party for you and she. Whatever that means.
You mean... You mean they're here to meet each other and I just happen to be here too?
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm sure your father carries a lot of love for you, Cecily. He'd never exclude you from plans such as this.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I should be sure to speak more graciously of him, especially when we're at this table. You know? maybe I have enough for tonight? I mean, unless there's anything else we could do here. Maybe it is time I walk on back to the room and, talk freely.
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe some of us should stick around just to keep face a little bit. You know, we do know the new guest tonight.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. She's, Summer's Rest lady.
Oh, you did mention her.
Yeah.
Well,
we helped her, lock some people up. Mostly the one guy. She's, you know... And she's, like, about to state her opinion, but then she'll glance around and realize that's probably not good either right now.
Well, if you are all feeling a bit fatigued at all, I could stay here and represent our interests, or be one of them. I have a good relationship with Rose, and if Cecily is done drinking for the night, I think I have not had my fill yet.
Oh, Shima, I can stay with you. Rose let me stay in her house when I visited Summer's Rest with Orwin, so I'd be more than happy to stay and, at least keep you company for a while.
Capital.
Good.
Fjordaleth?
Well, I don't know her, but I'm not one to leave a party early.
First off, it's an expression, Kyo. At least I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Also, I think that's a good move. The people that Rose might want to talk to anyway. Stick around, see what you can figure out. Catch up. Rest of us, well, you know me, I'm not really made for this kind of thing. At least not for too long.
Yeah, and she won't want to talk to me, and Bianca's gonna chug another glass of wine after that.
Okay. Looks like we got a good split. Are we good?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So, with that, part of the party departs to the bedrooms, and the other group stays behind. So we have Karasilla, Keothi, and Ashima staying behind in the dining hall, and the rest of you heading back to the bedrooms. So we'll go ahead. We've spent quite a bit of time in the... we spent quite a bit of time in the dining hall, so now we're going to go ahead and follow our group to the bedrooms. So as all of you make your way through the winding corridors in Tyr's temple, eventually you make your way back to the bedrooms where all of you had been staying. As you enter, it is cozy and just as you had left it, except there is one person in here that probably should not be, especially by themselves, as you see Mimir in here, just sitting by himself, just eating beignets.
Oh God, still?
Hello.
Oh no.
I just wanted to, you can see there's several empty plates as his, like, stomach is still descended, you know, like, it's just this, like, tumorous lump on his, like, lower abdomen.
Mimir, dude, you know, I think beignets are the kind of thing that are best when you savor them. You know, you, like, only get one every once in a while, and it's extra special. You know?
Oh, he has one in his hand, kind of throws it down on the platter, and he says, "You're probably right, it's just sometimes when I get a little sad, I just eat.
Oh,
Oh.
why are you sad?
Well, I was just in the dining hall just a little bit ago. Well, I was ready after doing what Odin asked me to do. I decided to make my way back. And when I came in, I noticed there was someone else sitting on his right hand side, deep in conversation. You ever feel like you're being replaced? No, my memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, but I try my best. I do what I can. I still know a lot. But I guess since I don't present shiny gifts every single day, or not every day, well, whatever, I don't present gifts to him. I just do what I've been doing ever since him and Tyr came up here together. I'm old news. I just came back to when I was happy, eating these beignets. No matter how much it hurts. Well, sorry, I thought you'd be there for a while longer. I'll get out of your hair. Probably best if old Mimir goes off by himself anyway. So, kind of stands up and begins to slowly clop towards the stairs.
I mean, Cecily's gonna like shoot a glance at the party and say somewhat suggestively to the rest of the group, well, I think you can stay for a bit, right?
Or even you can just come back tomorrow. I know we were really tired, whichever you prefer, but you're always welcome here.
Well, no, there are a few more things I need to do for the Allfather, so, best get those done before he realizes I'm slacking on my duties.
What is it that you need to do?
Oh, he said there was a small mess in his office that needed cleaned up. So, organize some papers, make sure everything's in order for when he comes there, and then something about the group of you heading off sometime in the morning for the mines. Making sure that whatever information we have on them here, that I can give it to you.
Well, we could help you with those tasks, so you're not doing it alone.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not too tired.
No, I think it's best if I tend to Odin's office alone. No offense to all of you, I'm sure you're wonderful at handiwork and cleaning, but another one of those jokes Odin would always make. You let anyone else in my office when I'm not there and I'll cut your fucking head off. That one didn't seem as much of a joke when he said it.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I'd rather
Odin's
not
a nice
find out
guy.
though, brother.
Well, I mean, even his
Wise
own
to
daughter, and then Bianca will look to Cecily.
His
And
own
her
daughter?
best friends.
Oh, that's right, Cecily. He doesn't really even let Thor in there, so... Or
But
Balder.
Cecily's so special.
Yes, he's gonna bring Cecily into, I don't even remember what it's called, but that one room. So, really, I think she's your safest bet if you want some assistance.
Could be more beignets in store for you.
Make a persuasion check, one of the two of you.
Hey Desmond, are you more persuasive?
I have
than-
+5.
You have +5? Good, you make that.
Okay.
Bianca, are you proficient in persuasion?
I doubt it. Let me see.
Before you roll, Cameron.
No. No, I'm not.
All right, so this is just a
Okay.
straight roll then.
Natural 20.
Are you
Oh my God.
fucking kidding me?
I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Damn. We're getting all these nat 20s tonight. Next fight we get in, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's a 35.
I mean, it is his daughter, right?
His favorite.
Long lost.
Long lost daughter.
And you're sad. We don't want you to be sad. That sucks.
You're right. Being alone only makes sadness worse. You go. Okay, all right. You can come. Just you got to stay outside of the office, but you can come with me.
All of us or just Cecily?
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be weird if it was just Cecily. So all of you can come.
The more the merrier.
You can't go in the office. You
I
can't.
know.
Go in the
I wanted
office.
to come anyway.
You can't go in the office though. All right.
Understandable.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I know what it looks like.
Okay. All right. Why does this feel so wrong? You know what? Probably just the beignets. He kind of pushes at his
Oh,
stomach.
yeah.
With your head.
I know if I eat too much sugar, I feel awful.
Yeah.
Kind of clouds the judgment.
Yeah.
Right. No, trust me, Mir, I get it. There's that pit in your stomach, and you think it's hunger. But then you keep eating, and you're full, and the pit's still there, and you realize it was something else.
Oh. Yep. I'm sure that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sure it is. Yep. Well, let's go. Oh, man. Maybe the closer we get, the more the feeling will go away. That's how that works,
I think
right?
so.
Sounds about
And
right.
we're your friends, and Odin's a great guy, and we have the favorite daughter. I just don't see what's wrong.
Oh, hey, Joe, do you remember, or does Suni remember going into the office, or was that part erased as well?
That part was erased as well.
Okay.
You were just aimlessly walking through the hallways, and then you fell down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Bianca, did she know what direction Suni and Odin came from when she saw Suni come back in with Odin?
you saw what
Was
way
it
they
in-
came from. The hard part is that the hallways are constantly shifting.
Okay.
So it's a little hard to gain like a direction or a layout of the building because it's just kind of like.
Did Suni say they were in his office though? Does Suni remember that?
I don't remember being in the office.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. That's fine.
I just remember blacking out pretty much.
Yeah, just like talking, having a great conversation,
Yeah.
then you tripped and fell down the stairs, and then you kind of had like a quick moment. You were like, "Oh, what's happening?" And that's where you woke up. The bottom of the
Odin
stairs.
was so cool. He tended my mysterious injuries that I got while we were alone.
He's a great guy, really.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So Mimir, he looks at you, Bianca, and he says, "We're friends."
Of course we are.
Well, that's new.
I didn't know that was even a question.
Well, you know what? Feel a lot better then.
You don't share beignets with a stranger, do you?
Oh, absolutely not.
That is true.
That is true. Well, and Mimir kind of looks back to you, Morwen. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Morwen just shrugs.
All right. Well, follow me. Hi. Oh, to where we go. Boom. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Phoenix, for the 10 bits and cheers, and thank you, Connor, for the gifted sub. Oh my goodness. What a day this has
Hells
been.
to the
Friendship.
yells.
Friendship. What a perfect blendship.
And for everybody that's here, thanks for sticking with us during the whatever the fuck was happening in that first.
Yeah.
VTT's fine now. I think it was literally just like, don't you ever leave me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your pet when you come back from vacation.
Or just trouble any day I get home from work. He stands outside, like stands near the door of the garage, and he goes, like he just meows as loud as he can as soon as he hears the garage door open. It's ridiculous. Like he's screaming like, "Feed me, asshole!"
Sparky loves you. One of the two.
No, it's definitely, from how he stomps on Kayla's face in the morning at 5 a.m., it's definitely feed me, asshole.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So all of you make your way towards Odin's office on a fucking Hail Mary. All of you head that way. And then we're going to go ahead and cut back to the dining hall. As in the dining hall, Carasilla, Keothi, and Ashima, you sit. And after maybe about 20 minutes of you guys sitting by your lonesome, eventually Rose does get up from the table, and she makes her way towards your table. And she takes a seat in between Keothi and Ashima. Well, as she approaches the table, she doesn't just sit down. She doesn't have that big dick energy. She just kind of approaches and says, "Would you mind if I take a seat with all of you?"
I don't see why not.
And by the way, I am very sorry. I recognize some of them, but I'm afraid I've actually never made your acquaintance before. My name is Rose Fisher, previous
Carasilla.
head investor of Summer's Rest. You said Carasilla?
Yes, Carasilla Dulski.
Dulski, that's a Bromsgrove name, right?
Born and raised.
Oh, I've been to Bromsgrove a few times. I'm very sorry to... I'm assuming you've heard about the war, then.
As well, I've had our fair share of conflict.
Yes.
I'm sure it's nothing that won't pass by itself.
Yes, and if it makes you feel any better, I can staunchly say that I am against it in every facet. Right before the declaration was had, we had a meeting between myself and all of the other investors, and I fought against it, saying that there had to be some other way, some other peace offering or tiding, and sadly, some of the other investors, they hold wealth over human life, and they saw the gold coins that they could get by looting Bromsgrove, and well, they let that get the best of them. No one's broken through the walls of Bromsgrove in 1,000 years, and I'm sure that those walls and that port will stay strong for 1,000 more. It is an honor to meet you, Carasilla Dulski. Hopefully one day you can come visit Summer's Rest, and I can come visit Bromsgrove, and we can do so in free, safe waters.
Yes. It's always the goal, I feel.
Always. And, well, Ashima, Keothi, it is such a pleasure to see you again. I'm sorry for my entrance if, I just had no idea that you would be here, and, well, honestly, I'm a bit relieved. As she kind of makes her way around the table and sits in between the two of you and says, I was afraid that I was going to be coming here all by myself, except for a few armed guards that Orwin insisted I came with. And, well, needless to say, Ashima, I've been practicing a little bit more since you left, and I feel as though I can take care of myself quite well now, but he insisted. You know how big brothers can be.
Ashima will put his finger like horizontally to his chin. And he'll turn to face her, but with his offhand, he'll begin like quickly sliding an empty horn at her. Just to see her reaction.
Oh, shit. Okay, I think...
What?
I think that... Didn't you do the same thing to her?
Yes.
Okay. She would remember. Joe is foggy on the details. Because didn't you try and get her to take the cup? Right? That's what it was?
Yeah, so I'm gonna, like, try and, like, slide it towards her so the, like, to surprise her and see how she reacts.
Okay. So as you kind of slide it towards her, you can see very quickly she does make a very quick movement to grab it. I'd like you to make a dexterity check for me, okay?
Okay.
Move it away. We'll see.
Wake my mouse up.
Okay. Ooh, that was a low roll.
I went easy on her. I mean, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You can tell that she has gotten significantly faster, but you got the jump on her as it took her a moment to remember the technique, but you are impressed with how quick she was. She almost had it, but she is still a student and you are the master here. So you are able to quickly move it away as she's unable to grab it. She says, "Oh, dang it."
He'll smile and say, "Your reflexes have improved, but," and point to a little spot in between them, and put his finger to it. "You could be a drop better."
Yes, it's a constant task, constant training and practicing. Practice makes perfect, as they say. And one day, I hope to be, well, half as good as you are.
Of course. And you seem to have had your hands full. I was just remarking, actually, that it seemed strange to me that there were no bountiful gifts being presented at the feast. Not quite used to Western salamander ways. Glad some of us more east of here have honored the host.
Well, you see, as far as I understand from what Orwin told me, they have parties like this every week. This isn't a special occurrence.
That... Shima's just, like, looking around, like, kind of appalled. Must take a lot of energy.
Oh, yes. And it's very expensive as well. Looking towards all of, like, the broken casks of wine that have just been spilled over the floor. As the night continues, it's just getting more raucous and there's just more debauchery. As now people are just, like, wrestling and punching each other and, like, spilled wine over the ground.
Well, they seem to be in their own form of harmony. As was Odin, whatever you brought him made him very happy.
Oh, yes, it was something Orwin had told me, that Odin had been looking for a keystone of sorts, a magical artifact that serves as like a catalyst, I suppose. I don't know, the magic mumbo-jumbo goes right over my head. But he said that it was something that interested Odin, and it was something he had an idea as to where it would be, so on our way here, we stopped, we investigated, and lucky for us, we found it. And we were able to present a gift and get in his good graces. I'm still not sure why Orwin wanted me to come here. He said that it would be good for me, and that I've been too invested in summer rest politics, and after everything that happened with Selrid, he thought that maybe I had gone a little relaxed in my duties, and I told him that I would have never have needed to have done that if he wouldn't have left in the first place, abandoning his little sister and little brother to manage what was supposed to be his. Didn't exactly take too kindly to that, and so here I am.
That
Did you find such a thing, though?
has me curious. And you said we. Was that you and Orwin, or you and your entourage?
We, in regards to what? Finding the stone? Or knowing about
Yes.
it?
Well, you said that you went to go. I don't mean to pry for details. It simply curious if you and Orwin went on an expedition of sorts.
No. Orwin is safely back in Summer's Rest, managing things with Brennan, and You'll be pleased to hear Orwin now being around Brennan. Brennan has straightened out a little bit, not nearly as laissez-faire as he was. He's shaping up to be the man that he should be. But no, it was me and these armed guards here. There was a mine south of Bromsgrove.
I see, of course. Joe, what words do I have to say to ask for an insight check here? What do you want from me?
Does it seem as though she is trying to conceal the truth?
Joe!
Say the
Does
magic
it
words.
seem as though she's trying to conceal the truth?
Roll an insight check for me, Connor.
Okay, thank you!
Roll an insight check.
I mean, I was gonna jump on it a little bit later, but can I roll one too?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check as well.
Yeah, I was like, with the Wii thing, I was trying to poke holes and just gauge her reaction. If it's like a consistent story or not.
What was that, Caracilla?
Was a 7.
7, okay. Yeah, Caracilla, she's a very, very kind, pleasant woman, all smiles and all around a really, really nice lady. Ashima, there is something there. You're not exactly sure. There is either an omitted detail, too aggressive of a smile. There's just something that's a little too phony, a little too forced. So anyway, I found myself here now, and, well, as I said, I'm just thankful to find another familiar face and to meet such a kind and, don't mistake my words here, but beautiful face, sort of looking to you, Caracilla, and giving you a flash of a smile, and looking back to you, Ashima.
Well, it's a pleasure. Now, we should catch up more. I'd love to hear more about how things are going, although I'm sure you have your hands full with social appearances tonight.
Oh, not really.
But if not, I would beg you to stay.
Oh, no, I'm more than happy to stay. However, I'll tell you that things haven't exactly changed all that much in Summer's Rest. The winter months were busy. There was a lot of coin to be made, a lot of mining to be done. But then now, with winter slowly coming to the decline and spring right around the corner, when I left, things were starting to slow down a little bit. Now...
And surely if you've been to the south of Bromsgrove, it would have been away from home for a little while, right? I mean, it's no small travel.
Yes.
Get from Velikara to Bromsgrove and now here. I mean, surely there might be news that you've missed?
Not that I know of. I will say it's a little hard to receive letters on a ship. Ravens and crows and carrier pigeons can only do so much.
Well, clearly can't be too terrible if you're so confident about what's been happening during the winter months.
Well, as I said, I can only know what was going on when I was there and what assumptions I can make now. I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused. It's
I don't mean to confuse you, I'm just...
Oh, sorry.
It's a
Joe was
long
getting
way,
his
John.
Joe is getting his months mixed up. I forgot that it's January here currently. That was my bad. It's currently January 22nd. So I was thinking Isles is like 2 months ahead where they're like actually in spring right now. Sorry. So she would say then, I mean, just in a brief alteration, she would say things were starting to really pick up as I was leaving, and I can only assume things are really starting to get carried away now. My
So it's just like, why does she know so much about what's happened in the winter? She's been journeying, like, been going to all these different places. Like, I don't know if that was just a fault in her story.
No, yeah, it only takes about a month to get from. There's a port city near Summer's Rest to get from Bromsgrove and then to Fjordaleth. It only takes maybe 3 weeks to a month. So, yeah, she would say that things were starting to pick up as she was leaving, and she can assume that things are really starting to get carried away now. But, of course, I'm not there, so... And sadly, it's not like it really matters to me anymore anyway. I mean, it does matter to me, but not much I can do by worrying about it.
That is sad to hear. Now, Carasilla, it seems, and Keothi, it seems as though our Rose has become a blue rose since we saw her last.
Yes and no. I am a little homesick. I have missed Summer's Rest quite a bit, but I am excited for what new opportunities may lie in the Western Salamander and in Fjordaleth. Obviously, Orwin had a good time when he was here. He found a nice woman and had a few kids, so who knows, maybe a similar journey will be in store for me. Settle down and have a calm life for once. Hopefully here I won't have to worry about people getting into odd blood rituals in their alchemy shops and taking world-renowned monks into some strange dimension with them. But who knows?
Now, to be fair about the whole situation...
Yes, please go ahead.
I had come by to purchase ginseng.
And then just wound up there.
And there I found Bianca upon the floor. She was stiff as a board, and so I presumed her dead. As you know, I do have some medicinal knowledge, so I went to feel for breath, and suddenly...
Snap, gone.
Before I knew it, we were no longer there, and then returning. But looking at you, it seems that you're no... Well, you wouldn't have known it happened to you either.
Yes, there are a few scraps and things that have stayed behind, but for the most part, no. Between Priestess Shayna and a few others, Belvedere especially, has quite the hand for medicine. He's done a great job taking over Bianca's shop. He has quite the mind for business and a very ambitious young man at that. Don't tell Bianca I said this, but things have been going very well for him, and considering that he hasn't burned off the other half of my face, and in fact he helped heal this one, I think he might be in store for a little bit of a better time in Summer's Rest. I joke, of course. I have nothing but love for Bianca. She did wonderful things in her time in Summer's Rest.
So, I'll be sure to pass along the message while also, as you know, condemning rituals that I believe are a bit more commonplace here, so within respect to the culture.
Of course. Well, I am a little upset about something, Ashima, Keothi, and Carasilla. I have no qualms towards you because you had no idea of this, but I'm a little hurt. I am, as much as I hate to admit it.
How so?
Well, when all of you left Summer's Rest, I only had one request of you. To write me whenever you had the chance, to let me know how your adventures were going, what you were getting yourselves into, where you were at, and, well, instead of some letter describing what great deeds you were doing or who you were saving, just like the people in our city, I get a letter from Old Spire Outpost claiming that there were a group of people using aliases that matched the description of all of you who were wanted by the Crown now. Now, the descriptions were pretty uncanny.
No, you have that pegged correctly. Theothy, would you care to?
Oh, well, you see, what happened was, Cecily and Desmond did some lying and some sneaking, and then they got caught. And then Bianca and Ashima, they did some truthing to the person in charge there, and everything was better. But then Desmond and Cecily did more lying, and things got worse. And they were going to hurt Desmond and Cecily, so I stepped in and I made the people who were going to hurt them stop, and then we ran, and then we were running, and then we ran some more.
And then you see her think for a moment and decide to omit the part about the Brotherhood.
And then we found ourselves into a very strange cavern, ruins of my people, actually, the Goliaths. And then, well, apparently there were some teleportation stones in there that led us here, to Jormungandr, and, well, we found our way to Fjordaleth, trying to find our way to, civilization, and, well, once we got here, we were met with Odin's, praise. His darling daughter had returned to him. And
I
was very thankful of that.
will not lie to you, Miss Fisher. I'm not sure there's been much of a plan. I think we have been shipwrecked for however long it has been since we've left Summer's Rest. And even now, I'm not entirely sure how long that has been.
Well, just to give you a brief idea, it's been about 2 months since you left Summer's Rest. You've been wandering astray for a while. Why I started to get so worried about you. But you're here now, and I'm thankful that you are alive. Who knows, depending on how long you are going to be staying in Fjordaleth, maybe we could relive something for old time's sake. Maybe
Well, that would be nice.
Yes. Odin needs something, I can deliver the order, and it can seem like we're right back in Summer's Rest.
Wonderful. A bit of familiarity is always appreciated.
Of course. Well, and you can see her kind of look towards the two of you and then look up, and you didn't notice it in that time, but Odin is no longer at the table. Never saw him get up and leave, but he's not there anymore. And with that, we're going to cut back to the other half of the party. As we cut back to all of you, making your way from the bedrooms, following Mimir throughout the corridors, moving one by one by one, making your way through them as best as you can. He begins to lead you along, just sort of talking as you go, as different things and their different meanings, the different tapestries up on the walls, describing the different important events throughout Jormungandr history. Until eventually, after about 15-20 minutes of walking, you arrive in a widening corridor that leads down to a very large set of double doors. And Mimir says, all right, so we're here. So, you stay right here. Don't step foot inside, and we'll be okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, look at this mess in here. Chair knocked over. Oh, my paper's all spread out. And you can see Mimir just kind of go around and pick things up, straighten them out, pick up a chair, and he spends a few moments in there just kind of cleaning things up. What do all of you do? The four of you standing outside the door?
We're allowed to look in, right? Or is it like he shut the door and everything?
No, he didn't shut the door. As he's kind of like nervously talking to all of you as he's picking up the papers, shuffling them around, cleaning everything up.
Bianca's gonna kind of just look around, see what's so messy about the room.
Yeah, make an investigation check. Or, sorry, this would be perception. Ooh, excuse me.
Okay. You said perception, right?
Perception, yeah.
Okay. I got a 17.
17, okay. By the way, thank you, Old Dominion Heroes. That's awesome. Thank you for the follow. Pow, pow, pow. So as you look around with a 17, you can see something that's odd is that wardrobe is open. Mimir hasn't shut it yet, and you can see the same tablet that Cecily had described. The swirling white, maybe ivory and ebony kind of swirling together with that odd writing scrawled over the two separate halves of stone, kind of melded into one. No cracks or lines between them, just seamless stone. And as you see them, you can see other things in there, kind of tucked behind the stones. Maybe something that looks like a dagger with a... oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. Oh, thanks for the host, Old Dominion Heroes. That's awesome. So you can see that inside that wardrobe, there looks to be some type of clothing. And just popping out of that clothing, kind of all folded together in one clump, very neatly folded, you can see a topaz on the hilt of some type of maybe blade, a dagger of some sort, a very small blade, but you can see a topaz on the hilt kind of poking out behind it. And this is right behind that tablet inside the wardrobe. You can't really get a glimpse at any of the writings on any of the papers, as that's too far away to read, but that's kind of the one big thing that you notice, aside from the fact that the room definitely... This doesn't look like somebody was leaving in a rush, you know? This looks more like... It was very chaotic, as if there was a bit of a struggle that was happening in here.
Okay. And I can't read what's on the tablet?
No, it's in a language that you just don't understand.
Do I recognize the language, though, even if I don't understand it? Is it like Giant?
Make a history check.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop. History.
Can I be keeping an eye out on the hallways while Bianca's looking inside?
Yeah, make a history check. Or make a perception check, sorry.
Okay. History's 9. I didn't do well on history.
Okay. Alrighty.
Perception is 14.
14? Okay, so Desmond, it's worth noting that you don't exactly see anything. And Bianca, as you're reading it, you're able to just barely get an idea that it does match some of the writing on the walls near the giant's corpse.
Okay.
So you can maybe assume that it's giant, but it looks very old. So even if you could read giant, it might still be a little difficult to comprehend.
Okay. So I noticed the weapon, the open wardrobe, and the tablet. Okay. And there's a struggle.
Yeah.
Is there anything significant about Topaz that we've found out about yet that I'm just not remembering? Or is this kind of new information?
No, I mean, obviously topazes are a a very yellowish gold gemstone. And blues and golds and greens and reds have some significance connected to the old blood in terms of glowing eyes. So you could draw the connection that a topaz is generally the same color as Cecily's new eyes. But that's, a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Find anything cool, Bianca?
I mean, kinda. They're the tablet Cecily mentioned, and there's a topaz hilt.
Ooh.
But it's kind of cool. Don't even think about it.
I said I was thinking about anything.
I know you.
God.
Okay, Suni.
Ugh. Have some faith.
I have lots of faith in you, but I know what you want. I know what things you like.
That means a lot. Yeah. Thank you for having faith in me.
You're welcome. But I mean, the room looks. I mean, I just wonder what made such a mess, And it's too bad Mimir has to be the one to clean it up, because it looks like it was almost like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, it wasn't like he was in a rush or something to get to the party. It was like something happened here.
Like a fight or something?
Oh, things kind of look a little bit.
There doesn't happen to be any, blood or bronze dragon scales that popped off or a dragon-sized dent in the wall, are there?
No, exactly.
That's exactly what I was like. Do we see bronze scales? That's what I was hoping you'd say. Oh well.
And none of this is clicking anything for me. My brain's completely does not remember anything.
Yeah, you are just... Man, what a nice conversation Odin and I had. What a swell guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any of your suspicions that you had of him before are still there. It's just that at that one moment is what's changed. Anything about him before is not. Let me be very clear there.
Yeah, no, I figured that much, but...
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to be extraordinarily clear.
No, I gotcha. I still don't like the dude, but...
Yeah, exactly. It's just that one conversation seemed nice.
I think Cecily is, she'll kind of lean at the doorway and just watch Mimir for a second, see what exactly he's doing.
Yeah, so you can see that he's just tidying things up. Like, he's been working with Odin for quite some time and knows how Odin likes things, and kind of straightens up the quill and inks and all of the pieces of parchment and all of the different containers of liquids. He straightens them up on his desk exactly how Odin likes them, straightens up the chairs, tucks it into the desk. And he's still working, just making sure everything is exactly in order as to how Odin likes it.
Cecily is gonna just point her pinky finger over at the ivory and obsidian tablet. And she's gonna try to just vibe check Mimir right now. She's just gonna point at it casually and say, "So, he lets you near that thing?"
Before Mimir answers, a very important question, Cecily. You said you're leaning up against the door?
Yeah, just sort of by the door frame. I wouldn't want to cross the threshold of actually being in the office. I don't want to mess with that, but just sort of, on the frame, I guess.
Very important question. When you point at it, does any part of your hand cross the threshold of the door?
I suppose the tip of the pinky, maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, point with the pinky, and Mimir says, well, most of the time these stay shut. Really, he only ever opens them when, I don't know. Doesn't like to look at it very much. You know what they say about reminders of dark times? And he kind of makes his way over to it and shuts it and says, well, I suppose I don't really know what they say about reminders of dark times. Just that you don't want to have them around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told me he doesn't care about prophecies too much.
Oh. That's odd and all right.
Yeah. He kept it, though.
Yep. And he kind of wipes his hands and then sort of brushes them on his tunic and says, well, I think that is everything. Straightened up just as he likes it.
Just out of curiosity, is there any particular reason he's held on to it this whole time? I mean, he made it sound like he doesn't believe in it at all.
You know how some people can be with mementos from old friends, even if they end sour. You know, sometimes you just want to have something to keep them around. The idea of them, you know, that type of thing. Well, we should probably get going, don't you think? We've been here quite long enough. Yeah.
What happens if you tell me the truth that you're apparently avoiding right now?
Tell you the truth, I am telling you the truth. Right?
And why are you so nervous about it?
Yeah, we're all friends.
Why am I nervous about it? The truth. The truth of the tablet. Kind of walks back over to the wardrobe. Slowly opens the door again. Why am I nervous about the truth? And he kind of traces his fingers along the tablet. Lo there, all who should read these worn words. The blood moon comes and goes, but the child born will stay. Monsoons of blight will destroy the beauty of the fjords. Should the child not be stopped, our home will be war-torn. 13 shall break their chains, and 13 will be lost to the void. Should the child not be slain, rock, river, and rain will be destroyed. I wonder. That moment, we're gonna quick cut back to the dining hall as the three of you sitting there, as Rose just sort of stands up to look towards where Odin went. He's gone. He's not there anymore. And she looks around and she says, well, that's quite odd. I'm not sure where he went off to. And as all of you are looking out, you can see in the room there is a brief moment as you can see Balder, maybe had a little bit more to drink now, is starting to walk around the room at a little bit more of a brisk pace, saying, Loki, where are you? Come here. I demand to speak with you. Stop running like a coward and just talk to me. That's all I want to do. All I want to do, Loki, is talk. That's all. You can see Loki kind of skating around the room, just slowly stalking and skulking. And you can see that there is an individual, a man of larger build, tattoos covering most of his body, wearing the traditional armor of that of the guards of Odin. And he kind of goes over and you can see him whisper something, and the guard sort of laughs at a little bit, and you can tell that he's quite drunk. And Loki reaches into a bag and pulls out a spear and hands it to the man. And the man sort of laughs and nods, and you can see Loki, as he's not paying attention, Loki sort of kneels down as if to grab something that he dropped on the floor, and you can see him tie just a small bit of plant to the tip of the spear. And Loki kind of claps the man on the back, and the man sort of laughs and pulls the spear back as if to throw it at Balder. Balder sort of looks around, and Loki says, Brother, I'm right here. And as Balder stops and looks, the spear is flung. I'm gonna cut back to the other room as Mimir looks at it and says, "What? The child born. The child born." And he looks towards you, Cecily. That's right, Estrid. Estrid and her child. Estrid and her child. Estrid and her child born on the blood moon. Born. Girl. The child born on the girl. The girl born on the girl born on the, and you can see him, he's just caught in this loop as Desmond, as you're sort of looking over your shoulder one way, you start to hear steps coming down the hallway, and you see stomping down the stairs Odin.
What do you think you four are doing here?
As he steps, and Mimir kind of shakes his head and he says, "Oh no, that's not good." And Mimir kind of runs out and he says, "My lord, you misunderstand. They just wanted to get a tour of the temple and I knew that I had to clean the room." And he says,
"Mimir, what have you done? You four, go back to your rooms right now. You, come with me."
Do the four of you leave?
No.
Yes.
Cecily's she'll leave, but she's gonna stare at him. At Odin.
Okay, well, Bianca won't be the last one standing, but she doesn't want to leave, especially not Mimir.
Are you going to hurt him?
Mimir and I are going to have a little talk about my privacy and my things.
Your privacy was completely honored. We just were with our friend.
Guys, let's go. Now.
I've respected you as a guest thus far. Out of respect of her. I wouldn't like to break that now. Please respect my wishes in my home, in my land, in my city. Go, now. That isn't a question this time.
Okay,
Sure.
Bianca will leave.
Sammy will give Mimir a glance before he leaves, just hoping that he doesn't get murdered or something. I don't know.
Mimir will smile and give you all a hopeful grin and say, "Don't worry, brothers and sisters. I'll be fine. Mimir's always fine." He kind of looks up towards Odin. And Odin gestures his hand into the office and says, "Mimir,
Why don't we have a word inside?
Mimir smiles and says, "Oh, of course, All Father, happy to serve you whatever way you wish." He steps in and the door slams behind him as all of you make your way back into the rest of Tyr's temple. As we cut back to the dining hall, as all of you make your way diverging from the tablet, diverging from that moment, Mimir's memory cut off in that moment. The man throws the spear, whirring through the air. Balder sidesteps out of the way as the spear slams into the back of the door. And Balder looks at Loki and says, all right. You know what? Do it again. You want to throw weapons? You know you can't kill me. And you can see Loki kind of side-eye to the entire crowd, sort of panic for a moment and just kind of pull out another spear and hand it to the man. And the man kind of shrugs and throws the spear. And you can see the spear, with pinpoint accuracy, slams in to Balder's chest And you notice this time, Loki wasn't able to coat the tip of the spear. And the spear slams into Baldur's chest, and as if it was a piece of wood being shot into steel, just cling, bounces off and falls into the fire. And Baldur laughs, and at this point everybody stares at Loki and laughs. As Baldur says, "Is that the best you can do? Oh, the trickster, indeed, so funny. Can't even get your own pranks right." You know, and I say this with all the love that I have for you in my heart, brother. But it is incredibly apparent to me why you sit at the end of the table, and Thor and I sit at his side. The end of the table fits best for you. Oh, well, no, don't stop the party on my behalf, friends. If anything, we should rejoice. We should rejoice indeed. Because once again, Loki has been proven to be the biggest fool of them all. Oh, please, someone go get Loki's wine. Please, please. Let him have a sip. Let him have a drink. Someone goes and grabs the cup and hands it to Loki, as Loki just kind of takes a sip and then spits out the wine. Ah, who did that? Who did that? He kind of slams the cup on the ground. He says, "Fine. You know what? Never wanted to be a part of this family anyway. So, enjoy your evening, everyone, and enjoy the next party. Without me, that is. Good luck. Good luck having..." Ah! And he just kind of grunts, and you can see the form briefly changes into this weird creature for a moment, and sort of flashes back to the male form, as he just kind of storms off out of the room, pushing people out of the way, as everyone just laughs as Loki leaves. All of you sit looking at one another. Some of you march back to your corridor. And on that note, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Woo! Man.
You know, in a way, things were easier when Cecily had no family.
You should go back to that.
Well, she was about to have one less family member.
Yeah. Fuck. Jesus. These people... Cecily's got some anger problems, but, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I had to, listen, Cameron, you had to salt the wine, so I had to use it.
Thank you for using it.
You're welcome. No problem, no problem. All right, well, thank you so much.
Sad that that Suni didn't get to see it happen, but it's fine.
I know, I'm sorry. And we're gonna go ahead and call it there. We went a little over, and I'm very sorry to everybody for doing that. I just wanted to get through the dining things that when we pick up next week, we could pick up with sort of the morning after and the resolution from that. So thank you everybody for watching so far. I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all of the support tonight with the viewership. Thank you for staying around from the beginning. It was a rough start, but hopefully from this point on things will be a little bit better. I know Jinx, knock on wood, but we'll see. Hopefully with Afera on Friday, which I thoroughly recommend you tune in for, as they are pretty much fighting through an Oblivion Tower in the 88th layer of the Abyss, and at the very top of the tower they're gonna have to fight Mordekash, which is like an extra badass Rakshasha who can change elements whenever he pleases to gain resistances and immunities, but also vulnerabilities. So there's gonna be some strategy at play there. Tune in for that. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Or next Saturday or this Saturday for the Isles of Iverion, as they stare at the other end of a strength-based dragonborn wielding a strength-based longbow that could send them off into darkness and deep waters should they not answer the questions carefully. So super excited for that. Lot in store. Or just tune in next Tuesday for the continuation of the Salamander Coast. And thank you for the follow, Vasho Gun Artist. Oh, the Shogun Artist. That's probably what it is. So thank you for the follow. Thank you for following at the end. That's awesome. Hopefully you didn't just click now and you're like, I wonder what happened. But if you did follow right now, we do have a YouTube channel where these are uploaded and posted the next day. I think that's it. Yep. So, sweet. Well, thank you, Old Dominion Heroes, for sending the Shogun Artist. That's awesome. Yeah, we run 3 campaigns here weekly. It's a lot of fun. I DM all 3, and I go equally as hard for all 3. And Carasilla, so Gemma plays in the Isles campaign, and then Morwin is Ryan, and Ryan plays in the Ephera campaign. And they can both vouch that I am equally this intense for every single game.
Yes.
Where there's at least going to be one time a session where I'm yelling at the top of my lungs this late at night, and where my neighbors are probably like, what the fuck goes on in that house? But that's okay. Let them wonder. All right, well, anyway, I'll stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support, sticking around. And yeah, y'all are great, and I look forward to seeing you either Friday, Saturday, or next Tuesday. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time. Farewell, goodbye.
See ya.